Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 39 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling series here on the channel, as it is the Best Super Junior episode, and we are now caught up with real life New Japan. It's crazy. I didn't think we would catch up to them before like episode 50, but we did. Obviously, I think we'll even obviously be something's gonna happen with this series because I don't want it to go too far ahead of the real world, but at the same time, we're gonna end up that's gonna end up happening. Obviously, because like once the G1 happens for New Japan, like God, we'll be probably at Wrestle Kingdom in our series by the time they end like the G1. So it's gonna be a little bit convoluted when it comes to that, but we'll see what happens when we get there as far as that goes. This is a special Friday edition, as this really the past I would say week and a half, it's been a little hectic, but we're gonna try to get it back on course. I will say this though, it's starting. I want to say it's not this week. Yeah, I believe it's it's next week. Oh no, it's 2 weeks from now. By the time this comes out, so starting June 12th through the 18th, there'll be. Don't think there'll be any videos during that week. I'll be on vacation, and I don't think I'll have anything kind of pre-recorded up to that point. We'll see though. But just as of right now, that will be freebie week. But really, the idea is after the vacation, really get everything back under control because the schedule's kind of all over the place. We got a lot going on, and it's been hectic. That is for sure. But hopefully, we can get this on the right track relatively soon. As for the Best Super Juniors here, as we're back to the 12-day, or back to the 12-day, we're back to the 12-man block per block, so there'll be 24 guys, but there was also, for the first time during this Best Super Junior, during this series, we will have separate days for each block, so it's not going to be each block fighting on the same night. Each block's going to have its own night. So it's going to extend the days, but it's going to make it a little less jam-packed and a little less, hopefully, as far as injury concerns. Hopefully that will be shrunken down a little bit. But, this should be a hell of a Best Super Juniors, though. As we'll go through the blocks now, as we got blocks A and B. As for block A, we got Alex Shelley, John Silver, Flyer, Hayato Jr. Fujita making his return to the Best Super Junior. Of course, first time during this series he's in the Best Super Junior. Jason Lee making his Best Super Junior debut as the Junior Heavyweight Champion. Looking to continue his winning ways here. Jonathan Gresham, Pentagon Jr. As Jonathan Gresham, I believe he's making his return because I don't think he was in the 2021 Best Super Junior. I believe he was only in the 2020 because Lee Moriarty had to replace him because he was hurt. That's right. So, Jonathan Gresham making his return. Pentagon Jr. also making his return to the Best Super Junior because he was also hurt during this time. Ray Fenix, so we're going to see the Lucha Brothers in the same block. Ryu Lee, Robbie Eagles, Taiji Shimori, and Yo. That's a tough-ass block. Alex Shelley's a savage. Of course, you got the Junior Heavyweight Champion, Jason Lee. Jonathan Gresham's really coming into his own. Ray Fenix is obviously a problem. Ryu Lee, a former Junior Heavyweight Champion. Robbie Eagles has had some, as far as he had some early success during the series, but he's kind of been a little bit surpassed by a couple of guys, but he's still looking for those, he's someone to watch out for, obviously, during this. Same thing with John Silver, guy to watch out for, and Hayato Jr. Fujita, another guy to watch out for, and Taiji Shimori, a guy who's had success during this, during this time as far as Best Super Juniors before. Very much a veteran of the junior heavyweight scene here in New Japan now, and he's definitely a problem for sure. And then Yo, as far as he is, he got the nod to get in the Best Super Junior over Show. Mainly it came down to better performance, better popularity. He just has surpassed Show in every way, which is unfortunate because if I wanted to had to have guessed who was going to be the better of the two by the time we're at this point of 2 years of booking, I definitely would have thought Show. But Show just has not clicked. We gave him a lot of opportunities when we first started, and it just hasn't paid off. It's unfortunate. And same thing, Black Taurus is someone I would have loved to have in this Best Super Junior, but with his injury, felt like it was best to keep him out of it, which is unfortunate. Kira Francesco missed out on this, which is just ironic how we brought him in and used him before the actual New Japan did, and now he's in the 29th Best Super Junior, this 2022 Best Super Junior, and of course we don't use him there as but I think that's a hell of a block though. Block A. There's a lot of different variables there, a lot of great talent, a lot of fresh matches too, a lot of big time matches that should be had during that block. Also for Block B, Bushi, Caristico, Cinder de Ora, Daniel Makabe, Drew Barker, who's making his Best Super Junior debut, El Desperado, making his return, Fuminari Abe of course, Blast Off, and is making his Best Super Junior debut, Kaji D'Amato, Pac, the Never Boy champion, who's vowed to go back to back and to go undefeated again and really lay claim that he is the greatest junior heavyweight of all time, Rocky Romero, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Samurai Del Sol. So, obviously Makabe and Pac, that was a very big match last year, as far as that was Pac's last match to get to the, that quest for perfection. He had to beat Daniel Makabe, and he did. And in a weird sense of fate, those two will be starting off the Best Super Junior block for Block B, as that'll be night 2 of the tournament. But for their first night, they're facing each other. So Pac has a big task at hand here. As he's got a big time matchup there with Makabe to kick it off. But he also, Caristico, even though Pac has beaten him every time, you never know. Caristico is very, very talented. One of the best, as far as luchadors of all time, honestly, if you had to look at what he did as far as his Mythico run during the mid-2000s, was, unbelievable. And then you have Fuminari Abe, who's come, as far as he has been really skyrocketing as far as a part of this Best Super Junior roster. I think he can be someone to watch out for, someone to take another step. Same thing with Daniel Makabe, even a Drew Parker to watch out for. And then you got the veterans in there, Bushi, Rocky Romero, Ryusuke Taguchi, guys that have been around a while and know what it takes to get a huge win during a Best Super Junior. So guys to watch out for, obviously. And Samurai Del Sol and Senda de Ora as well should be a lot of fun. As let's go on to the shows here. As far as this first night, let's get it rocking and rolling. Let's waste no time at all. So they got us in Yokohama for this first night. So we got Alex Shelley, Pentagon Jr., Hayato Jr., Fujita, and Yo, Jason Lee, and Ishimori. That's a tough match for Jason Lee, the Junior Boy Champion. John Silva, Robbie Eagles, Jonathan Gresham, Ryu Lee. That's a fun match. And then Ray Fenix and Flyer, which that's another fun match as well. Nice little lucha match. As we're not really sure where, I guess we'll just go Chubu, as that's always where we start off the tours anyway. So we went with the Nagoya Congress Center the first time during the Wrestling Dutaku card tour, so we'll go with Yoshi General Gymnasium. Alright. So the main event will probably be Jason Lee and Taiji Shimori. I think that's a great main, for sure. As Taiji Shimori is going to beat the Junior Heavyweight Champion. And very much the formula that it's honestly not something. Sometimes it's a good idea, but this is just happenstance that Ishimori is going to face Jason Lee to start off the tournament, and he's going to beat him. So that's a huge win for Taiji Ishimori. Tough break for Jason Lee, but he's had a good run without taking really a big time loss. So I think it's definitely time there. Then we'll go with Gresham and Ryu Lee as the co-main, as Gresham's going to beat Ryu Lee. They have had one singles match. It was the first, it was during the G1, weirdly enough. It wasn't even during the Best Super Junior that we booked. It was day 14 of the first G1 we booked, and it was a 50. But Jonathan Gresham's going to get the win over Ryu Lee there. Ryu Lee's a little upset. We'll keep him strong. Then we'll probably, we got Ray Fenix and Flyers to steal the show match, because I think that really is the perfect match to have these two luchadors really battle it out. I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun. High pace, high energy. That's going to be a lot of fun. Then we'll go with Shelly and Pentagon Jr., which I love this match. I absolutely love this match. I would die for this match. It's kind of shocking that I have not done this singles-wise during the series yet, but we'll gladly have it here, as Shelly's going to beat Pentagon Jr., but I love that match to death. Yeah, then probably Hayato Jr. Fujita and Yo, as Hayato Jr. Fujita is going to beat him. As that's a fun little match. 16 minutes though, and then John Silver, Robbie Eagles, which will give 20 minutes, and we'll give it a technical masterclass because I think this will really work out for hopefully both guys. We'll kind of look and see what John's 60, 68, and then Robbie Eagles is probably pretty good as well. We need a technical masterclass match, so that will gladly be it for that. As John Silver getting a win to Robbie Eagles, that's a huge win. And yeah, I mean, we're good to go. You know, we'll be able to run the show, really no problem here as far as yeah, let's run it. See what we get. As a 40 to kick off the show is Robbie Eagles and John Silver. John Silver getting the win with the Insecurity in 2011. Fun little match though. Could have obviously went with Robbie Eagles there. That was really it was a tough one to really choose, but we went with Silver. Hayato Jr. Fujita and Yo as Hayato Jr. Fujita with the Kid in 16-13. Good little match there. It's nice to see it. And Alex Shelley, Pentagon Jr. gets the 72s. Alex Shelley with the Sheeran U in 20 minutes. Great match there. 72-76 or 72-62. It's not bad at all. And then the Fenix Flyer match does pretty well. It's a little better. It's a 74. As Fenix getting the win with the Meteora in 12:49. I love that match though. As that's a lot of fun. 62 for Gresham and Ryu Lee. Gresham getting the win, even though he gets outperformed by Ryu Lee. As Ryu Lee taking the Octopus Stretch in 21:56. Probably could have went a little lower on the card. Then a 69 main event is Taiji Shimori with the Bloody Cross over Jason Lee. Tough break there, as far as probably should have had, as far as Fenix and Shelly, probably been a little higher on the card, but that's okay. We didn't gain any pop, but we could have gained in a couple of regions, but restricted due to the limited number of viewers there, but that's okay. That's no big deal. As we keep it rolling on to day 2 because it's back to back. So we'll just keep it rolling. See what the of course the second night should be a lot of fun. As maybe it was best to maybe just stop the recording because now it's gonna take forever. Gotta process a lot of people. Gotta process some merchandise sales. A whole lot going on. My God, now we got AI hirings. My God, it's usually not that long. These, there's a lot of shit going down this day. Who would have thought a Wednesday during May would have been such an important day? But pay raise for Caristico, we'll gladly give that. As far as we're just, oh my God, why is Ring of Honor getting a lot of hauling here from the? Jesus, what did Nakamura do? Oh, they haven't booked him yet. I don't mind Brian, but Nakamura, Jesus, don't have him lose. Because I know it's what's going to happen. Oh, we got a strong taping, so we did all that for nothing. So that will get cut. How fun. Alright, as far as day 2 of the Best Super Juniors now. Backstage Sendeor and Roshi Tanahashi. Sendeor is brought forward wrestlers court accused of not joining the rest of the locker room for a night out. As the judge Roshi Tanahashi found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks for everyone after the show. Satoshi Kojima, Hayato Tamura is passing on tips on microphone work to Hayato Tamura. The Milano Collection AT passing on psychology tips to Yasutaka Yano. And then Tomarishi passing on microphone work to Tomoya Harada. Alright. So, pretty good night here. You got Bushi, Samurai del Sol, Caristicos, and the Deora. Daniel Makabe and Pac, of course, that's the main. Despy and Taguchi, and then the 2 Best Super Junior debuts of Fumino Abe and Drew Parker against each other. And then Rocky Romero and Gaiji D'Amato. That should be a lot of fun. So we just ran Chubu, so we'll probably run. We probably should run the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. Let's kind of look here. I guess that's kind of our only option now. Oh no, we can go over here. Okay, perfect. We're gonna go to the Dream. Dreamies, alright. So yeah, Makabe, Pac. And poor Pac, he, that's what happens. A little too confident, a little too arrogant. Was overlooking Makabe. He's like, I beat this kid before. What's he gonna do? I'm the never openweight champion. I've went the distance with some of the best in the world. I am one of the best in the world, and Makabe's gonna beat him. It's awesome though. They got an 82 last time they had this match. We'll see what happens here with that match. Co-main's gonna be tough because I love this Bushi Samurai del Sol match. For some reason, just calling to me here. The Drew Parker Fuminara Abe match should be pretty good too. As there's a lot. I mean, Caristico's going to put in a good effort against the Deora. Yeah, we'll go with Bushi. Samurai Del Sol. Samurai Del Sol getting the win. It's weird. You know, he doesn't have a lot of pop in Japan, weirdly enough, for as we've booked him pretty well, you know. But that's just kind of the way the road, I guess. But he's going to get the win over Bushi. I figured that was going to happen because Bushi's still got pretty good pop. For sure. And, yeah, then we'll go with Abe and Parker. Is Abe getting the win over Drew Parker in 16 minutes. And Caristico's into the Aura, which will be set for Steel the Shows. Caristico's going to get the win there. I think Rocky, one of these is set for, okay, so this is just the normal matches. Kaiji Tamada is going to beat Rocky Romero, which, that's a great win. You know, Rocky had beaten Kaiji Tamada last year during the Best Super Junior, so a nice little revenge win for Kaiji Tamada, and that helps him out, too, in getting a huge win. And Des beating Taguchi, which this is going to be the technical masterclass, which Taguchi is going to beat El Desperado. Oh, Despy. Poor Despy. He's another one, you know, as far as, like, I was hoping he would do better in this series. The ratings just weren't happening, and it just kind of is what it is there. But plus, Suzuki-gun's kind of been in limbo for sure. I thought Suzuki was going to retire relatively soon, and it still hasn't happened, and he's getting worse and worse, so it's been a nightmare. But they'll figure it out. As Taguchi getting the win with the Dodon in 16-11 over El Desperado. It was an okay little opener there. We'll take it as a 59 for Rocky Romero and Kaiji Tamada. It's the red eye for Kaiji Tamada. 11:33. It's a 73 for Caristico is Deora. It's Caristico getting the win, the springboard arm drag in 14:27. 67 for Fuminara Abe and Drew Parker. It was a good match. Probably shouldn't have went after the Caristico match, but I'm cool with it. There's a Shining Wizard from Fuminara Abe in 16:27. It's a nice little match. 62 for Bushi and Samurai Del Sol. Put a little too much faith in it, but Samurai Del Sol and Bushi, they both did pretty well. Just, Bushi outperformed him by 1 point, but the Del Sol driver for Samurai Del Sol in 20:07. And our main event, 78, Daniel Makabe getting the win. Was 10 points difference between the two. As, Eric, that's a nice little win. And that's good stuff. A 78. We'll gladly take that. And the main event delivers in a big way, so we'll gladly take that. Nice little show. It's on to day 3 we go. What are the odds? You know, we talk about as far as for Minoru Suzuki to retire. You know, he's like, we're waiting on him to retire. Now Togi Makabe is set to retire. He's going to be, it should be during the G1, or maybe, it should be right around the end of the G1, because it's 3 months away, so that hopefully we'll be able to do a farewell show for him. Because he is the fucking man. As Homicide and Tanahashi's, Homicide was brought before Wrestlers Court, accused of not joining the rest of the locker room for a night out. The judge, Hiroshi Tanahashi, found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks right after the show. Satoshi Kojima and Heiharu Tamura. Kojima passing on selling tips to Heiharu Tamura. And then Ishii has passed on tips of microphone work to Tomoya Arata. Alright, so we got Alex Shelley Yo, Flyer, Pentagon Jr., Jason Lee, and Robbie Eagles. Jason Lee looking to bounce back after losing night 1. Jonathan Gresham, John Silver, Ray Fenix, and Ryu Lee. That should be the main event, I'm sure. Then Ishimori and Yato Jr. for Cheetah, which that should be a fun match as well. As looks like we'll actually run the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. Why not? We're fine money wise, so we'll be good to go. I think this should be a good little show though. As for Fenix and Ryu Lee, as Ryu Lee's gonna get the win, beating Ray Phoenix. So that's a huge win. And they have had a couple of matches, and Phoenix has beaten him every time during, at least he beat him last year during the Best Super Junior, and he also beat him during Fantastica Mania last year, or this year rather, or it was last year. But Ryu Lee, as far as they beat each other, Ryu Lee did beat him. That's right, during during the title match, a Power Struggle. Interesting. Very, very interesting. As Phoenix going to, so Ryu Lee getting his first win in over 2 years, almost 2 years. As, that's a good main event. Co-main event's an interesting one, because we could really go with, I don't think Lee in Eagles is the right choice, though. Even though he's the junior champ, I don't think we should put him as high on the card. Definitely Ishimori and Hayato Jr. Vegeta, which that's going to be a 30-minute draw. So our first draw of the tournament. And it's going to be a time limit draw. It's not going to be a double DQ or or a count out, rather. As Then we'll probably do Gresham and... No, probably not Gresham and Silva. Probably Shelly and Yo. Shelly's going to get the win in 20 over Yo. Then Jason Lee, Robbie Eagles. So we're going to set this to steal the show, and Jason Lee's going to beat Robbie Eagles. It's a tough break for Robbie Eagles. There, Flyer and Pentagon Jr. will be the next one, as Pentagon Jr. is going to get the win in 10 minutes. Pretty simple stuff there. Then Gresham and Silver will be the technical masterclass. She'll bump that down to about 16, and Gresham's going to get another win, as he's going to beat John Silver. And that should be a pretty good match, though, as that is day 3. Let's run the show here, as Gresham and Silvers. Gresham getting the win in 16-15. Good little match. Obviously, this is playing into Gresham's strength, which is nice to see there. 62 for Flyer and Pentagon Jr. And it's Pentagon Jr. with the Fear Factor in 940. Good little match there. 47 for Jason Lee and Robbie Eagles. They don't click. That's unfortunate. This is the Sunset Flip Powerbomb for Jason Lee in 1133. 65 for Shelly and Yo. It's the underarm snap STO for Alex Shelley in 2025. 71 for Ishimori and Hayato Jr. Vegeta as the time limit draw. Going 30. Both men. That's a lot of fun now. I think that's a fun little match. There's a 66 for the main event. Interesting. I thought that was definitely going to be better than the previous match that we just saw, but only 66 as Fenix, Ryu Lee getting a 66 is pretty close, though. Only a couple points difference, but Ryu Lee with the Des as that's a good little match, though. 28 minutes. It's not bad. Not bad at all. We'll take it. As, yeah, another... Just really solid stuff up until the Jason Lee Robbie Eagles match. You know, they just don't click. There's nothing you can really do about that. Just unfortunate. Unfortunate there. As, on to day 4 we go. Alright, as for day 4. Some more Backstage. This is Paul London. Just brighten the mood backstage simply by being so fun and cheerful to be around. And Tomoichi and Tomoya Harada. Ishii passing on microphone work to Tomoya Harada. As, yeah, now we think we got Sapporo we can do. Yeah, I guess we could even run. Yeah, we'll even run Matsuyama at the community center. Might as well, right? We haven't, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. As, for day 4, so Makabe and Karistiko, definitely the main. Rocky and Pac's a fun match. Yeah, I mean, Bushi and Taguchi's a fun match, you know, but, yeah, Makabe and Karistiko, that's definitely the main, and Makabe with another huge win, so that's two huge wins for Daniel Makabe over Karistiko. Karistiko's fucking pissed, which, I get it, but at the same time, but, you know, I don't want to keep him strong, but we probably should, you know, in that same breath. Yeah, he's going to be pissed either way now, so it is what it is. So the co-main, you know, I really like that Pac and Rocky match to be the co-main. I think that's a good idea, you know, and Pac's going to beat him in 20, giving him a good bit of time, letting it be a back-and-forth match, too, and I think that'll be a lot of fun to see. And then Bushi and Taguchi, as Bushi's going to get the win in 18, so that's a nice win for Bushi there. You know, I think Drew Parker and El Desperados are going to be the opener. Fuminara Abe and Cinta de Ora, that might be the better technical masterclass match, though. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I'm glad I have this as the technical masterclass match. So I think that makes sense. So we'll go with Tomato and Samurai del Sol instead, which we're giving that 18. I could see this being a Steal the Show match and probably be a little bit better, but we'll keep it at 18. Samurai del Sol getting the win, and I guess that leaves Drew Parker and El Desperado to be the Steal the Show match, which Drew Parker's going to get the win. And Senta de Ora and Fuminara Abe, which Abe's going to get the win with the technical match. Clutcher, that's playing into his strength, though, especially. I think that's going to go really well. And, yeah, let's run the show and see what we got. It's a 59 for Senta de Ora and Fuminara Abe, which is a pretty good little match. Shining Wizard there, as Fuminara Abe getting the win in the opener. It's a 41. I had a feeling that it was going to get hurt with due to Pop, but Drew Parker getting the win with a flying foot stomp at 13:34. 47 for Kaiji Yamato and Samurai Del Sol. Now, I did not think this match would get hit by that, but nonetheless, though, Samurai Del Sol getting the win, he did outperform Kaiji Yamato, so I think that's the right decision. Del Sol driver in 18:23. 62 for Bushi and Taguchi there, as Bushi getting the win with Ashi Road. Good stuff there from Bushi. He's been solid pretty much the whole time here during the series. As Rocky Romero and Pac is an 80. 85 though for Pac, 55 for Rocky Romero. That's a great win for Pac, getting back on the right track. As it'd be funny if he forfeited. He's just like, well, there's no point of being in this after he lost the first night. But that'd be funny, but I don't think it'd be worth it though at the same time. As an 81 now for Makabe and Karistiko, which what a main event though. As Makabe getting the win in 28 minutes, that's a huge win for the United Empire, and that's just a great win all around. Another great show, man. Yeah, I mean, Block B is fantastic with Pac, Makabe, Karistiko, Bushi too. That's 4 guys that can really deliver. And Fumino Abe's tremendous as well. It's a really solid block. Really, really solid. As on to the next day we go. On to day 5. Alright, day 5. So we'll be taking a look at the standings after each block has had their first 4 shows. So, I mean, that's not going to be too far away, obviously, as far as that goes. But on to day 5. Alex Shelley Flyer match. Hayato Jr., Vegeta, and Robbie Eagles. Jason Lee and Jonathan Gresham. Love that match. I honestly love this card. There's not really a bad match on this card. Really, it might get hindered by Pop, but other than that, I mean, I think that it's going to be a really good show. I got a lot of faith in it, but now we got to just find out where we can run a show at where it's not going to hurt us. We might just run Korakuen. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I really like this show, and I think this is a great time to bust out a Korakuen card. Because I love this card. So the main event, Ishimori has really proven that he's been fantastic. I really like this Ray Fenix John Silver match, though. So we might go with that as the main, as John Silver with a huge upset too. I love that. I think this really is a Korakuen night with that huge upset. Phoenix is okay with it too, so that's awesome. So Ishimori and Yo. Ishimori getting a win. It's getting 18 minutes, so it looks like I gave another match some more time. I got a feeling Ryu Lee and Pentagon Jr., which I love this match too. 22 minutes, Ryu Lee beating both Lucha Brothers. So that's a huge win for him. And then we got Jason Lee and Gresham. I would have loved to have this be the main or even higher, but I just don't think the pop's there. I don't think, because Gresham's fantastic when it's not a technical masterclass match, and obviously it's not going to be. We're kind of stuck with it being just a normal match, but it's still a good match, and Jason Lee's going to get the win, which he'll now be, as far as the one loss, but he's doing pretty well though still. And Shelly and Flyer's a good match. I think we need a steal the show match in Technical Masterclass by the looks of this. Shelly's going to get the win, 23 minutes, and then Hayato Jr., Vegeta, and Robbie Eagles, which this is the steal the show match, which Robbie Eagles getting a huge win over Hayato Jr., Vegeta. So, as far as what could be the Technical Masterclass, it makes sense. I guess Shelly and Flyer kind of would make the most sense, to be honest, to that be a Technical Masterclass match, because Flyer could probably do it pretty well, not so well, but obviously that's kind of Shelly's strength, so maybe not. I guess maybe Jason Lee and Gresham in that same breath, because, I mean, we know Gresham's going to do really well. It's the first time meeting. Yeah, let's do it. That would be a Technical Masterclass. We'll have it even be the opener, because fuck it. Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting card. Giving Shelly and Flyer a lot of time, and yeah, I think it's going to work out though. We'll see. 67 for Gresham and Lee. Jason Lee with the Hong Kong Tornado, 22-29. Pretty good match though. Pretty good little match. 54 for Hayato Jr., Vegeta, and Robbie Eagles. Yeah, it just did not hit as much as I thought it would. Eagles was really off his game, so it hindered that match, but it's an okay match, though. We'll take it. We'll take it with stride. 66 for Alex Shelley Flyer, and Shelley with the Border City stretch on 22-36. 66 again for Ryu Lee and Pentagon Jr. So Ryu Lee getting another huge win during this Best Super Junior. 67 for Ishimori and Yo. Ishimori, off his game, still outperformed him. Good stuff there for Ishimori. It's a 65 for John Silver and Ray Fenix. What a huge win for Silver, getting the win with the Insecurity over Ray Fenix. As a 69-54. Good little match. Good little match for sure. Was hoping something would get into the 70s, but it is what it is. We'll take it. It's no big deal. It's solid matches, but nothing great in that same breath. So we'll just take it. Well, that's not a negative, but also not a positive too at the same time. We're kind of at a weird kind of purgatory as far as for that show, but some huge wins though for John Silver specifically, and on to the next night we go. Alrighty, day 6, as we'll see what we. Oh man, what a show that was! Pac and Shelly, and Caristico, Rocky Romero. Interesting stuff. As obviously we just ran Cork, and I mean, I don't know if we have a good enough show to run Cork and back to back. I mean, the Samurai Del Sol Pac match is definitely gonna hit. But, I guess maybe we can, I mean, Fuminara Abe and Daniel Makabe is a pretty good co-main, too. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go back to back. Instead of Cork and all both nights. Because Samurai Soul Pac and Samurai Del Sol beating Pac, huge win there. Definitely feels like a night to have for, this should be really, really good. It's definitely a Cork and all night for sure. It's Abe and Makabe. Is Abe going to beat Makabe do? That's Makabe's first loss of the tournament. So that's a huge win there for Fuminara Abe. Caristico, Rocky steal the show match. Caristico getting a win there. Bushi and Kaiju Yamato is a really good match, as Bushi's going to get the win. 16. Sendai and El Desperado. That might be a match that's not going to do well because of Pop. And then Taguchi and Drew Parker as well, as Taguchi's going to get the win. Yeah, I don't know if this should be a technical masterclass or not. We'll take a look. Because, I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah, we'll have it be a technical masterclass. Better than it being DSP or Taguchi and Drew Parker. Oh, wow, we just don't have enough time for this. It's interesting. So we got to give... either we gotta change the time limit, which, it's 3 hours. Yeah, we don't need no 3-hour show. 2:30's fine. Absolutely fine. Alright. But yeah, we should be good to go. As far as, just Samurai Del Sol being used too much. But yeah, it should be a pretty good show. Should be. 55 for Drew Parker and Raisuke Taguchi, as Taguchi with the Frog Splash from 17:31. Good stuff. Drew Parker outperformed him. 41 for Cinta de Ora and El Desperado, as Cinta de Ora getting the win. The Il Incognito special. It's a good little match. Just not enough pop. Not enough pop there. It's Bushi and Kaiju Yamato. It's Bushi the MX over Kaiju Yamato in 15:58. 65 for Caristico and Rocky Romero. Good match. Just Caristico was off his game. Really off his game. And that hurt it because crowd was into it. Good chemistry. Just Caristico not showing up when we need him to. 78 for Fuminara Abe and Daniel Makabe. Fuminara Abe with a huge win, getting the Shining Wizard. He hasn't lost yet either, so that's a huge win. That's taking the lead of this block, so that's a huge win there. And Samurai Del Sol losing, or Samurai Del Sol rather beating Pac, the Rising Sun beating Pac, and that's a tough loss for Pac. Everyone expecting big things from the Never Openweight champion, and losing to Samurai Del Sol like that. It's a tough break. Tough break there. That's a good match. It's a very good match, and it's crazy to think that Abe and Makabe was better. That's tough. That's a tough thing to swallow. I mean, that's a very good main and co-main though. I'll gladly take that. It's one of our better shows. As it's good stuff. Obviously, when you have guys like Pac and Caristico and Makabe and Fuminara Abe, I mean, it's a great block. There's just nothing more you can really say about it as far as that goes. So now we're going into days as far as 7 and 8, kind of the last of the 4 nights of the first 4 nights for blocks A and B, as we'll see how everything plays out as far as our first 4 nights will be in the books for both these blocks. So hopefully everything Yeah, so far, no one's gotten hurt, so that's kind of the big thing. Was a little nerve wracking, hoping that no one gets hurt. But on to day 7 we go. All right, day 7 as we get backstage instance. We got a lot. Red shoes. Brighten the mood backstage after doing several funny cartoon drawings of some of his colleagues. Sonata was brought for wrestler's court, accused of being absorbed by his phone. He should have been paying attention to a locker room meeting as the judge, Hiroshi Tanahashi, found him guilty and sentenced to buy a crate of beer for the locker room. Then Milano, Collection AT, passing on psychology tips to Yasutaka Yano. As of, we got Alex Shelley and Ishimori. That's probably the main event. That's a hell of a match. Ray Fenix and Jason Lee. Obviously, that's a great match, too. A lot of good stuff. As, I guess we're going... Yeah, I guess we're gonna just go to the convention center here. And cool, yeah, as, let's, it's probably a better main event. It's tough. I really want to have the Junior Heavyweight Champion main event a show, but I just can't. That Shelly Ishimori match is awesome. And they've had a couple of matches as far as they had the New Japan Strong Openweight title match back in November of 2020 on Strong. Then they've traded wins on Strong, but this is the first time they've had a Best Super Junior match during the series. That should be fun, but Ishimori's going to get the win just before the 30-minute time limit. And Fenix and Jason Lee, as Ray Fenix will be beating Jason Lee. Huge win there for Ray Fenix. And again, that's going to be in 28 minutes. But that should be awesome, though. I'm excited to see how that one plays out. As far as what should be next, probably Flyer and Ryu Lee. Setting up for Steal the Show, Ryu Lee's going to beat Flyer. And then Silver and Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Jr. is going to beat John Silver there. It's 18 minutes. Hayato Jr. Fujita could, honestly, I'd rather this be the Technical Masterclass instead of having 2 Steal the Show matches. Yeah, I like this a lot. But Hayato Jr. Fujita is going to beat Jonathan Gresham there. And Eagles. And Yo is going to beat Eagles. A little chaos matchup there. Yeah, as that is, I think that's a pretty good card. We'll see how it goes. 63 for the opener. Hayato Jr. Fujita and Jonathan Gresham. Hayato Jr. Fujita with a kid in 15:52. Great win there for Hayato Jr. Fujita. 64 for Eagles and Yo. Pretty good match. As Robbie Eagles probably should have won that one. As Robbie Eagles getting the... he's almost in the 60s with that. That sucks. That's a tough pill to swallow. Yo, though, with a great win, though. With a super kick. As 64 again for Pentagon Jr. and John Silver this time. It's Pentagon Jr. with the Fear Factor in 17:50. Good stuff there. And Pentagon Jr. and John Silver is Flyer and Ryu Lee have great chemistry, so that's awesome. Ryu Lee getting the win. So, he's had a great Best Super Junior so far. He's been tremendous. Got the crowd buzzing. 74 for Ray Fenix and Jason Lee. It's Ray Fenix with the Meteora in 27:48. Great match there. And a 79 for Alex Shelley and Taiji Ishimori as Ishimori at the Bloody Cross. It's one of the best main events you'll have of this block, and that's a great match. That is a very, very good match. A 79, we'll gladly take that. What could have been here? A lot of stuff happening. As I have to make sure that at least there's like tour highlights or something being shown on Strong, because I got a feeling it's not, which would be quite embarrassing for what we have with New Japan World. It's got to be having tour highlights. It has to. Or it's been a complete waste this entire time, which would be very embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing. Alright, day 8, as they get us in Korakuen. We'll probably not be running Korakuen, but thanks for that, though, anyways. This is Satoshi Kojima passing on tips on microphone work to Hayato Tamura. So get a Bushi Drew Parker match, Karistiko Samurai del Sol, that's really good. Sendero Taguchi, Makabe Desperado, Kaiji D'Amato and Pac, and then Rocky and Fumino Abe. An interesting card. I think as far as Karistiko Samurai del Sol is definitely kind of the front runner of the main. Honestly, as far as we know Pac and Makabe can really do their thing, but honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Makabe and Despe in a Technical Masterclass kind of opener setting and have a Drew Parker and Bushi be the co-main instead, or before Kaiji D'Amato and Pac. Just seeing what's out there type of thing. But Yeah, I mean, the Wakayama Prefectural Gymnasium's probably our best bet. Because really, yeah, we've kind of been like everywhere already. Um, but I guess we haven't ran the Prefectural Sports Center in Sapporo, but that's okay. That's no big deal. So yeah, so we'll have this Caristico Samurai del Sol match, which Caristico gonna get the win. So Samurai del Sol up to that point had been undefeated in the block, so that's a huge win, just as far as for the stake of the block, as Caristico getting that win. And yeah, then we'll do Tamato and Pac, as Pac's going to be Kaji D'Amato. That would have been awesome, but no, Pac's going to get a win there. You know, he at this point he's already lost twice, so yeah, just needed that win. Then Bushi and Drew Parker. Drew Parker is going to beat Bushi. That's a huge win for Drew Parker. I'm sure. I'm sure Bushi's going to be upset by that. There we go. So this is probably Rocky and Abe, which could also be a technical masterclass. But Rocky Romero getting a huge win over Fuminori Abe as well, so that's going to stop Abe's run, who at this point had been undefeated as well, beating Sendeor Makabe and Drew Parker. That's a huge win to Rocky. That's his first win of the tournament, too. It's a lot changing already. Sendeor, Raisuke Taguchi. We need to steal the show match, so I guess it's going to be this. As Taguchi's going to get the win over Sendeor. That's his third win of the tournament. Oh, little advisement of not having Taguchi have such a long match. Then Makabe and Despy in the Technical Masterclass matchup as Makabe beating Despy. I like it. I think this is a great card for what it's kind of structured to be. You know, I mean, that Rocky Abe match should be pretty fun. But we'll see how it pays off here. So we run the show. 66 to start off the show. Daniel Makabe killing it so far. He's been tremendous in this Best Super Junior. He's really done a fantastic job, if I do say so myself. As the Dodon for Raisuke Taguchi over Sensei Aura. They both did 49s. Could have went either way there. But I gave it to Taguchi, though. I think that was the right decision. It's Rocky Romero and Fuminori Abe. It's pretty close, actually, as Rocky gets the win with the ankle lock on 23-40. Good little match, though. Very good little match. As a 57 for Bushi and Drew Parker. Yeah, we had a little bit too much faith in Drew Parker there. As Drew Parker getting the win, the double foot stomp off the top. It's a fun match, though. You know, probably Bushi should have won, but that's okay. 78 for Pac and Kaji D'Amato. Shooting star leg drop for Pac. Sick. Getting the win there in the co-main. And the main event, it's a 72 as Caristico beating Samurai del Sol with a springboard arm drag in 25-47. Great win. Great stuff there. Yeah, I mean, obviously we know that Pac's going to deliver in a big way. So anytime you throw him in there with anybody at this point, he'll have a very good match with him. And Caristico, I wanted that match to do a little bit better than the 72, but that's okay. We'll take it, though, nonetheless. As we'll take a look at the standings now, once we get into day 9, and take a look and see where everything's at. Alrighty, so the standings look like this after the first 4 days for each block. As Block A, we have as far as a one-man leader, with Taiji Shimori, who has not been pinned yet, or submitted, but he's had the draw, but he's, got 7 points, and that is not only just Block A high, but also just the entire, as far as the entire Best of Super Junior of this year, the Best of Super Juniors, as Taiji Shimori leading the pack with 7 points. Alex Shelly in Pentagon Jr. with 6, which, shout out Pentagon Jr., 6 points, nice to see. 5 points for Hayato Jr. Fujita, which, of course, Hayato Jr. Fujita has the draw with Taiji Shimori. And then Ray Fenix, Ryu Lee, Jason Lee, and Jonathan Gresham, all with 4 points each. And then we have Rob Eagles and Yo with 2. Oh, also John Silver with 4. Forgot to mention him. And then Flyer with 0, as he has lost to Shelly, Pentagon Jr., Ray Fenix, and Ryu Lee. I mean, those are 4 very tough guys, though. And he's the only one that has 0 points, as everybody in Block B at least has a point. As for Block B, we have quite the... so we have 5 people with 6 points. Oh, no, actually, 6 people with 6 points, rather. It's Bushi, Caristico, Daniel Makabe, Fuminori Abe, Raisuke Taguchi, and Samurai del Sol, all with 6. That's pretty crazy. Obviously, Taguchi, beating Cinder Deora, Drew Parker, and El Desperado, not like the biggest of wins. But Samurai Del Sol, I mean, he's beaten Bushi and Pac. That's huge. As far as for that, Bushi, he's beaten Taguchi, Tamano, and Drew Parker. Like, that's not the biggest names either. Caristico, he's beaten Rocky, Samurai Del Sol, and Cinder Deora. And, as far as for Makabe, I think for him to beat both Pac and Caristico, that's huge. That's huge. But he would, lose in the tiebreaker to Fuminori Abe. I mean, there's just so much is going on with that block. It's very much too early to tell. But Pac, the only guy with 4 points, which is pretty crazy. And then we have a lot of people with 2, as Cinder Deora, Drew Parker, El Desperado, Kaiji D'Amato, and Rocky Romero all with 2 points. But that is the standings after the first 4 nights of action. We got Backstage incident, Tiger Mask 4. It's brought before Russell's court, accused of making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up. Knowing everyone else, the judge Hiroshi Tanahashi found him guilty and sentenced to clean up, then buy drinks right after the show. As, Jason Lee, Pentagon Jr.'s, John Silver Flyer, Gresham and Yo, Ray Fenix, and Hayato Jr. Fujita, which is a pretty good match. Robbie Eagles and Ishimori, that's a fun match. Ryu Lee, Alex Shelley, that's probably the main of this night. As I think it's time to go to the Nagoya Congress Center here. It just makes sense. Just makes sense. As Ryu Lee, Alex Shelley, the main. Is Alex Shelley gonna get the win? That's a huge win too. Robbie Eagles, Taiji Shimori. You know what? I think I think that's fair though. They've split Best Super Junior wins back and forth. I wasn't gonna give them the win in Robbie Eagles, but Ishimori can get this win here. That'd be nice to see then. Fenix, Hayato Jr. Fujita. That's right, Fenix getting the win in the 27 minutes, so we're giving them a lot of time. Jason Lee, Pentagon Jr. Jason Lee beating Pentagon Jr. Another match that's getting a lot of time. Yeah, then I'd like to see Silver in Flyer be steal the show, which that makes sense. And Flyer getting his first win, beating John Silver. That's nice to see. And then Jonathan Gresham in Yo, as Gresham beating Yo, which we're going to cut that time down a little bit. So that's going to be a technical masterclass in the opener. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's run the show. 59 for the opener. Jonathan Gresham with a 6:30 and 15:58. Jonathan Gresham. 43 for Flyer and John Silver. Could have went either way, but Flyer getting the win, and I'm happy he gets the win, though. That's his first points of the tournament. 65 for Jason Lee and Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Jr. outperformed him, but Jason Lee gets the win with the Hong Kong Tornado in 1844. 71 for Ray Fenix and Hayato Jr. Fujita. Ray Fenix with the Meteor on 27-19. 65 for Robbie Eagles and Taiji Ishimori. See Ishimori getting another win. Love to see it as he gets the win in 22:07. And a 75 for our main event of Alex Shelley and Ryu Lee as the Border City stretch. I'd love to see this match. It's funny, these two men, as far as for Ryu Lee, got snubbed out of the Best Super Junior, the 2021. And then, with Shelly and Ryu Lee, they've been pretty fantastic so far, I think, in our junior division, and they've been great. And it's happy to see them main eventing a night of the Best Super Juniors and just having a good little match. Good little show. We'll take it. As on to day 10. We're in double digits now, as we got 12 more shows left. Well, actually 13 if you count the final show, but 12 of the tournament shows left. As hopefully this has been going pretty well. I think no one's been hurt or anything. Hopefully you all have enjoyed it so far, and we'll keep it rolling. On to day 10 we go. As for day 10, they got us in Kanto. Bushi and Pac, Caristico, and Kaiji D'Amato, Daniel Makabe, Ryusuke Taguchi, not bad match. Drew Parker, Cinder Deora. El Desperado, Rocky Romero, that's probably going to be the masterclass match. And then Fuminori Abe, Samurai Del Sol, which it's a fun match too. Just, Samurai Del Sol's pop's not really there, but Fuminori Abe should really do a lot of the heavy lifting in that one. But, Bushi and Pac's definitely the main. We'll just kind of see where everything else lies. Makabe Taguchi's not a bad match. But we'll figure it out, though. As, I think we're going to go back, but we won't go to the Dream. We'll go to the Akita Gate Arena. Since it's been, last time we were here was day 2, so it just makes sense we're going around the loop again. But Bushi and Pac, Very good match. Pac's going to get the win. That should go over pretty well. Yeah, I think Makabe Deguchi should be the co-main. We'll see how it goes. But Deguchi with a huge win, too, over Daniel Makabe. So that's going to be huge. Fuminori Abe and Samurai Del Sol. That's Fuminori Abe beating Samurai Del Sol. It's a big win. Caristico and Kaiji D'Amato. As Caristico is going to get the win there. Then we got Drew Parker. Senta Deora. Steal the show matchup. Drew Parker getting the win. Wouldn't be surprised Senta Deora outperforms him. And then Despy and Rocky as the Technical Masterclass match. Is Rocky going to get the win? We'll keep it as that. Because Rocky should outperform him. And, yeah, it was pretty fast. Pretty seamless. A little run through it. It's Despy and Rocky. As Rocky getting the win with the Foreign Devil. So, yeah, 57. You can still go. Obviously, Rocky Ramirez is still very, very talented. And it's getting the win in 16. It's Drew Parker, Senta Deora. Oh, he does outperform him. Just not enough pop there, but Drew Parker with a 57, that's some good stuff. That really plays into his strengths, though, having like a steal the show, have him go all out and use his, do some high spots and let him really get after it. 72 for Caristico and Kaiji D'Amato. Caristico with the La Mystica in 1822. Color commentary gave that a boost. 62 for Fuminori Abe and Samurai Del Sol. Samurai Del Sol did outperform him. Shout out Samurai Del Sol, but Fuminori Abe with the Shining Wizard in 2009. If he wasn't really off his game, he probably would have been a little closer, obviously. So I'm fine with that. And then a 65 for Daniel Makabe and Ryusuke Taguchi. Taguchi with the Vertebreaker in 25-43, even though he almost 20 points better than him. He was 20 points better than him as far as Makabe was compared to Taguchi, but nice upset, though. Having the veteran get the win. And then Bushi and Pac. Great chemistry there. Pac gets the win with the 450 splash in 25-47. Great stuff. Yeah, Pac's obviously killing it in this Best of Juniors, as it's another very good show there. Good showing thanks to Pac. Yeah, on to day 11 we go. I got a backstage incident for day 11. It's Ishii. It's this one up over Jason Lee. Man, Jason Lee, he had a hell of a opportunity here if we weren't keeping him as a junior, because he was going to be able to beat Nakamura and Tomohiro Ishii. That would have been quite the fucking year for that man, but alas, he will not be getting that win. As then we, for day 11, this Alex Shelley Robbie Eagles match was a lot of fun. Jason Lee and Flyers, it should be a solid steal the show match. Ishii and Jonathan Gresham, or Ishimori rather than Jonathan Gresham, that's probably the main. If I had to guess, John Silver and Ryu Lee's pretty fun. Junior Vegeta and Pentagon Junior is pretty fun. And Fenix and Yo is alright. Yeah, I think all in all, should be an okay event. As trying to think where we should go next, because I don't want to really go to the Hiroshima Sun Plaza or the. I think we're going to go back to Wakayama here for the Wakayama Prefectural Gym. I think that's the play. So yeah, we'll go with that Gresham Ishimori main. As Gresham gonna get the win and beat Taiji Ishimori. That's gonna be Taiji Ishimori's first loss, and that's a huge loss to Jonathan Gresham. And we'll have Shelly and Eagles as the co-main. So Alex Shelley's gonna get the win. It's tough. It's tough because there's a lot of good matches on this card. Oh, man. John Silver and Ryu Lee will probably be next. Ryu Lee getting the win. Then we'll probably do Fenix and Yo, as Ray Fenix going to get the win over Yo. 18 minutes. Then the Steal the Show match. Flyer and Jason Lee, which Jason Lee will be winning. And Hayato Jr. Vegeta, Pentagon Jr. as the Technical Masterclass, which Hayato Jr. Vegeta will be beating Pentagon Jr. We'll see if it goes, but I think it's going to be a pretty okay show. We got a lot of faith in Gresham and Ishimori. Hopefully, Gresham delivers in a big, big way. So 62 for Pentagon Jr. and Hayato Jr. Vegeta. Pretty good match here. It's high-speed roundhouse kick for Vegeta there over Pentagon Jr. 15:43. 55 for Flyer and Jason Lee. It's unfortunate. Hong Kong Tornado for Jason Lee in 12:44. 72, though, for Fenix and Yo. Fenix with the Meteora. 62 for Ryu Lee and John Silver. So Ryu Lee getting the win in 16:43. The 69 for Alex Shelley and Robbie Eagles. This is Alex Shelley with a Border City stretch in 23:04. Good stuff there from Alex Shelley. Robbie Eagles doing pretty well for himself, too, 57. The 69 again for Ishimori and Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham gets the Octopus stretch win in 27:06. I mean, pretty good stuff there. Just didn't get into the 70s. I mean, obviously, probably Fenix probably should have main evented, but that's okay, though. I'm still very happy with what we did, though. I'm still pleased with a couple of big wins and all that jazz. Just on to day 12. All right, day 12. I mean, Yokohama would probably be a good idea to run a show, but obviously, that's the tough thing about Kanto. Is just you have so many different places to go because it's a pretty big place because you got like we can run like Cork, and then you can run in like the Ottawa gym, which is like in Tokyo, but it's still like it's kind of like a step up from Cork, and obviously Corkin's like the importance level is you got Ryogoku, Sumo Hall, like that's huge venue, and the Super Arena, of course. A couple of Pride of Seas events have been there, and he just got a lot of, which is now it's renamed, anyways. But yeah, just there's so many things to. I did not know that the Yokohama Arena was modeled after the Madison Square Garden. That's cool. You learn something new every day if you read this shit there on the description. As yeah, I don't think we'll run Kanto again, but that's not a bad shout. We'll probably go to the Toyasha rather City Gymnasium. But Caristico and Pac, that's for sure the main. We'll just go ahead and do that, as it's going to be a 30-minute draw. Of course, Caristico at this point has never beaten him, but at least it makes it. He's got to be more than 30, and he gets the draw, which Caristico being unhappy with is pretty hilarious, because Pac's definitely doing him a favor. Co-main's interesting because a part of me wants to have it be Rock into Gucci, but I just don't think that's the play. Cinta de Oro and Bushi's okay. Makabe and Drew Parker should probably be it, as Makabe's going to get the win in 20. Then probably Kashi D'Amato and Fuminori Abe, as Abe's going to get the win there for Kashi D'Amato. Cinta de Oro and Bushi here, as Bushi's going to get the win in 11 minutes. That's pretty quick. And then Rocky and Deguchi, yeah, we'll have that be the master class, as Rocky's going to get the win in Samurai del Sol. El Desperados will steal the show, as Samurai del Sol going to get the win. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty good night. Yeah, obviously going to get saved for sure by the main if that co-main event doesn't deliver, but should be pretty good, though, nonetheless. Yeah, they don't click, Rocky and Deguchi. I think I knew that, because I think we've had them face each other in every block so far, but that's fine, though. 47's not bad. 44 for Samurai del Sol and El Desperado, just not enough pop here. That's fine, though. Yeah, Samurai del Sol getting the win with the Rising Sun at 9:40. 63 for Bushi and Cinta de Oro. Bushi with the Ashi Road in 11:10. The 62 for Kashi D'Amato and Fuminori Abe. Another Shining Wizard for Fuminori Abe in 17:09. He's had a hell of a Best Super Junior so far. Daniel Makabe getting the win there in 1958 over Drew Parker. Very good stuff for Daniel Makabe. As Pocket Caristico go the distance with a 30-minute time limit draw. 1 point each for both men, as they delivered in a big, big way. We'll gladly take that. On to the next day we go. Alrighty, day 13. And so you will see what we got as far as 4. Yeah, I guess we're just kind of stuck. We have to go back to Hiroshima, Sun Plaza, and then we got to go to the Prefectural Sports Center. We're just kind of stuck. But that's fine. But man, what a card. Ishimori and Fenix, Gresham and Eagles, Jason Lee and Ryu Lee, Alex Shelley, John Silver. I mean, that's a lot of good stuff. But definitely Ishimori and Fenix is the main, which Ray Fenix is going to get the win thanks to some interference as well. As Shota Umino going to run in on Taiji Ishimori, which it's going to be a lot of fun. And, a little building of House of Torture Task Force Death there. I mean, that's just fun. And that's another loss for Ishimori. As the co-main, I do want it to be Gresham and Eagles. I don't think that's the play. I think it's probably going to be Shelly and Silver. Should probably be the play there. Shelly's going to beat Silver in 19 minutes. And then Jason Lee, Ryu Lee, as we're having that go 30. It's going to be a time limit draw. I think that protects both guys, and we get another 1 point for each there. Then we probably will do Gresham and Eagles. Gresham's going to get the win in 22 minutes for Robbie Eagles. Then the Steal the Show match of Hayato Jr. Vegeta and Flyers. Hayato Jr. Vegeta going to get the win. And Pentagon Jr. and Yo, which will be the Tactical Masterclass matches. Pentagon Jr. will be getting the win over Yo. Good stuff there. Alright. A lot of time. We got basically 2 matches going, 29 plus minutes. So not bad. It's not bad. We'll see how it runs. It's 56 for Pentagon Jr. and Yo in the opener. Pentagon Jr. with the cross armbar. 1543. A 58 for Hayato Jr. Vegeta and Flyer. It's Hayato Jr. Vegeta with a 56-51 for Flyer. It's a high-speed roundhouse kick. 61 for Gresham and Eagles, as Eagles does outperform them. Gresham gets the win in 22:08 with a 6:30. It's a 66 for Jason Lee and Ryu Lee, as they go 30 minutes, 1 point each. There's a 69 for Shelly and John Silvers. Alex Shelley getting the win with the Border City stretch in 1924. It's a good win there for Alex Shelley. And a 76 for Taiji Shimori and Ray Fenix, as in 29:27 we get a Meteora shortly after the Shota Umino interference. Taiji Shimori, ref bump. We get a Shota Umino run in. All the shenanigans there, but pretty good night there. I liked how the show progressively got better too. That's always nice to see. Alright, so yeah, we just got, day 14 and then 15. And then we'll take a look at the standings after day 16. So yeah, on to the next day we go. Well, let's see what the backstage incidents are. Daichi Murahama is brought for Russell's court, accused of making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up, knowing everyone else is the judge Roshi Tanahashi found him guilty and sentenced him to clean up, and then buy drinks right after the show. And then Yuji Takada passing on, selling tips to the Great Okan. And it's like, yeah, I mean, this is a great tour to have for the sense of it gives those guys a break, the heavyweight guys, but also, the juniors, it's their time to shine, and it's their opportunity to really show the world what they can do. As I will go with the community center, let's kind of want to skip the community center, and we'll just run Sports Center here. As for day 14, we got Christico, Ibushi, Fuminara Abe, and Pac. So that's a great one too. We'll probably go with Fuminara Abe and Pac as the main, with Pac gonna get the win just before the 30-minute mark. That's a huge win there. And Caristico and Bushi, as Caristico gonna beat Bushi there. That's some good stuff. As then we got Taguchi and Samurai del Sol. I really like that match. We're gonna throw it out there, see what happens. Taguchi gonna get the win over Samurai del Sol. That's a huge win for Raisuke Taguchi. I mean, he's beaten some pretty big names so far. Getting wins over like Makabe and Samurai del Sol. And Makabe's gonna beat Senda de Ora. Tough loss for Senda de Ora. Then Despi and Kaiji D'Amato, that might be we'll have that be the technical masterclass, as Kaiji D'Amato going to get the win over Despi. Then Drew Parker and Rocky Romero, as the Steal the Show match, is Drew Parker going to get the win. Rocky a little upset by that. Yeah, we'll let it be. I was going to keep him strong, but why not, right? What a Rome, as, what, I think this will probably be better. Now I'm looking at that Cindy or Daniel Makabe match. We'll bump that up a little bit. So let's run this show at 36 for Kaiji D'Amato El Desperado. Just, terrible way to start off the show. One of our, I think that is the worst match we've done so far of the tournament. As Kaiji D'Amato with the Tomato Vine in 15:59. 56 for Drew Parker, Rocky Romero. Drew Parker getting the win with the flying foot stomp. Pretty close though. Couldn't win either way. The 60 for Taguchi and Samurai del Sol, as Raisuke Taguchi with a vertebreaker, 20:03. Great win for Taguchi. 69 for Sendeor and Daniel Makabe. Daniel Makabe getting the win in 20:07. 74 for Caristico and Bushi, as La Mystica for Caristico in 27:40. Some good stuff there. And a 76 for Minorabe and Pac with a Shooting Star Senton for Pac in 29:30. What a win. And what a match. What a great main and co-main. Some good stuff there. Alrighty, as on to day 15, we're almost there. We're just, I mean, we're definitely over the halfway point, but we are getting closer and closer to the end of the tournament now. So we just have, as far as days 15, 16, then on to 20, on to 22. Alright, day 15, as we got backstage incident. Homicide was brought for a wrestler's court. Accused being absorbed by his phone, and he should have been paying attention to the locker room meeting as the judge Horchstein. She found him guilty and sentenced to buy a crate of beer for the locker room. As, alright. Let's see where we're gonna run this show at. Because it's definitely, the schedule's getting to everyone, I think, now, and it's getting harder and harder to draw a good amount of people. I guess we'll run here now again at the Ama Community Center. Man, that's a pretty good night here. You got Shelly and Gresham, Hayato Jr. Fujita, Ryu Lee, Jason Lee, John Silver. That's a fun little match. Robbie Eagles, Ray Fenix, Ishimori and Pentagon Jr. Man, that's tough as far as what should be the main event. I think we're going to go with Ishimori and Pentagon Jr. And Pentagon Jr. with a huge win, beating Taiji Ishimori. I believe this is the first time singles matchup. It is. They've had with El Fantasma and Ishimori, they've had a couple of tag matches against each other, back and forth. They were right at, as far as Lucha Brothers, with a 3-2 advantage in their matches. I believe, maybe 4-2 advantage, but good stuff, though. It's a fun main event. Shelly and Gresham probably should be the main event, though, but we're going to have it be Ishimori and Pentagon Jr. Jonathan Gresham, though, with a huge win over Alex Shelley. We're really trying to make somebody in Jonathan Gresham, but we're going to keep Alex Shelley strong. And, Robbie Eagles and Ray Fenix, that's another match that this could be a main event for sure, as Ray Fenix going to get the win over Robbie Eagles. Yeah, then probably Hayato Jr. Fujita and Ryu Lee is, that's a huge win for Hayato Jr. Fujita over Ryu Lee. Then the Flyer Yo match will probably be, I was thinking this should probably be the Steal the Show match, but I guess it could also be a Technical Masterclass. I feel like this would be better as a Steal the Show match. I don't know, though. Let's have it be the Technical Masterclass. Yo gets the win over Flyer, and then Jason Lee, John Silver. This will be the Steal the Show match. Jason Lee will be getting the win. So, so far, no one's gotten hurt. So, even though it's a bit tedious to have each block have its own night, I think it's paying off well for as far as no one getting hurt. Knock on fucking wood, though, because it can happen in a blink of an eye. As Flyer and Yo have some good chemistry here and helps them out. As Flyer and Yo 15-55 as Yo gets the win with the super kick. I don't know why he doesn't hit the super kick, but 55 for Jason Lee and John Silver. It's Hong Kong Tornado for Jason Lee and 14-15. 65 for Ryu Lee and Hayato Jr. Fujita. So what a win for Hayato Jr. Fujita as he gets the one with the helm in 22-11. 72 for Robbie Eagles and Ray Fenix as Ray Fenix with the Meteor in 26-27. Great win there. So 68 for Alex Shelley and Jonathan Gresham is Jonathan Gresham getting the win with the Octopus Stretch in 28-26. Could have went either way here, but giving it to Jonathan Gresham. United Empire, Liberty United. Just makes sense there. 73 for Taiji Ishimori and Pentagon Jr. Yes, Pentagon Jr. with the cross armbar in 23-37. What a huge win, and what a great main event. Right decision for that to be on last, and a pretty good show. Pretty good show. It's on to day 16 we go, and then we'll take a look at the standing. Alright, day 16. This is Backstage then. So, we scheduled this on a Wednesday, so it's the same time as a Strong taping, and so we already got it, as far as the venue signed and everything, so we just have to run the show. But, the Bushi Makabe, that's a fun little match. Karistiko Fuminara Abe is probably the main, but that's probably the co-main, Bushi Makabe, and we'll just kind of see where it lies. But it's going to be in Cork and all, so I think this is a great Cork and card. Fuminara Abe beating Karistiko, that's a huge win. Karistiko's pissed. We'll see what happens as far as keeping him strong. And, yeah, well, I tried, Karistiko. I tried to work with you. And then Bushi and Makabe as Bushi beating Daniel Makabe. That's a huge win for Bushi there. Then, honestly, Pac and Despy. Oh, well, yeah, this is Techno Masterclass. I don't know about all that, but we'll kind of... Because it probably should be Kashi Yamato and Raisuke Taguchi, if we're being honest. So, yeah, we'll probably change that. Um, yeah, because, I mean, this should honestly be the Steal the Show match. Because this shouldn't go longer than, like, 12 minutes. Yeah, now we can... Okay, there we go. As Samurai Del Sol and Drew Parker is a good match, and I'm happy it was not the Steal the Show match. Samurai Del Sol going to get the win. Hopefully, enough pop for that to work. Cindy and Rocky Romero. Nah, I'm glad this isn't the Steal the Show match, but we'll give Cindy the win, actually, because he could use one over Rocky Romero. Well, Rocky's going to throw a fit about it. Let's just keep it where it was. Then Kaji Yamato, Raisuke Taguchi. This is definitely a better, I think, as far as Steal the Show, or a Technical Masterclass match. So they have traded wins back and forth. They've had a Best Super Juniors match every year. Taguchi won the first year. Kaji Yamato won the second year. You can see the jump from a 46 to a 59, so that's nice to see. But Taguchi getting another huge win, though. Part of me wants to give it to Kaji Yamato. I think that's what we're going to do, actually. So shout out Kaji Yamato stealing a win here at the... thanks to a change. But, yeah, let's run the show. The 16th card. Yeah, Kaji Yamato did outperform him, so it's a good decision there, as he gets the one with the red eye in 1552. Good stuff, though. You know, him and Taguchi have good chemistry, which I forgot about completely, but that's nice to see. 54% of they are in Rocky Romero. 49s for each. Could have went either way, but Rocky getting the win with the 4 and Devil, 1320. 49 for Samurai Del Sol and Drew Parker. Unfortunate that these two didn't have the pop for this, because it actually went really well, and Samurai Del Sol's really kicking into another gear here. So he gets the one with the Rising Sun. 75, though, for Pac and El Desperado. It's 450 splash for Pac and 1153. Great stuff there. Unfortunate about the lack of psychology between Bushi and Daniel Makabe, but pretty good stuff here is Ashi Road for Bushi in 2804. Now, our main event, Caristico, with the loss here is Fumino Arabe, not even with the Shining Wizard, with the figure 4 leg lock in 29-22 over Caristico. What a match, though. And what a show. I mean, yeah, this was a lot of fun to do, as far as for Fumino Arabe getting the win, Bushi over Makabe, Pac over Despy, and a great little, just kind of letting Pac, you know, taking the handcuffs off of him, kind of going back to his junior roots and letting him just fly around out there, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Just, it's a shame about the Samurai Del Sol match with Drew Parker, because that could have been, probably should have been low 60s, high 50s, but that's alright, though. And so, yeah, now we'll take a look at the standings here once we load up day 17, and yeah, we're just at the home stretch here now of the tournament, and we'll see how it plays out. Alright, as for the standings going into day 17, it looks like this. As Block A, Alex Shelley leading the pack with Ray Fenix, and Jonathan Gresham tied with 12. So this is going to be quite the interesting race. It really is going to come down to, I think, Ray Fenix and the Alex Shelley match. That's still waiting to happen. As for Gresham, he also has Ray Fenix left. He's got Pentagon Jr. left and Flyer. So really, I mean, Ray Fenix, I mean, he's in a perfect spot to control his own destiny as far as with the Best Super Junior. Then we have Taiji Shimori. After starting off so hot, he's cooled off a little bit. He's got 9. It's not over yet, but it's going to be pretty tough for him to get into the top, mainly because he's lost to both Gresham and Ray Fenix, but he's also beaten Alex Shelley, so that might play into a factor in the future. And then Pentagon Jr. with 10, also Jason Lee and Hayato Jr. Fujita with 11. So they are, you know, really an outside chance of making it for sure. You know, the junior heavyweight champion, he's still got Yo, Hayato Jr. Fujita, and Alex Shelley. And he's also beaten Jonathan Gresham. So that's a huge tiebreaker win if that, plays into a factor. Also for Hayato Jr. Fujita, he's also beaten Jonathan Gresham. So Gresham's kind of in a tough spot. As far as, even though he's sitting there with 12, he's got some, as far as some skeletons in his closet, if you will, with a couple of those big-time losses against guys like Hayato Jr. Fujita and Jason Lee. But, as far as Ryu Lee with 7 is pretty interesting. As far as I figured he'd finish pretty high, and right now he's right there at 7, but He's got Ishimori, Yo, and Robbie Eagles left. But John Silver with 4. Flyer, Robbie Eagles, and Yo with 2 each. It's tough, man. That's a tough block. Block A's got a lot of pretty awesome talent, and it's tough. It's tough to really to get through it. As for Block B, as the leader, Fuminori Abe, the man who's making his Best Super Junior debut. He is putting on a clinic so far, and he's got quite an interesting final 3 in Bushi, Despi, and Taguchi. I mean, he could finish with 16. And that would be just a runaway as far as him being able to walk away with a win and to win the block, which, I mean, that's a hell of a block to win. You got, as far as Pac's in there, Taguchi, Samurai del Sol, Rocky Romero, Daniel Makabe, Caristico, Bushi. I mean, that's a tough block. And he's done a tremendous job. Pac and Caristico, of course, they have the draw with each other. So that's going to be interesting as far as what's going to happen with them. As far as Caristico, kind of has the same final path as Fuminori Abe, but he has Drew Parker instead. As far as as far as Fuminori Abe, he's got Bushi left. But that could be interesting because Caristico, he, as far as he lost to Fuminori Abe, so it's maybe a potential there as far as he might get screwed over with a tiebreaker loss. Pac, on the other hand, has beaten Fuminori Abe. Him and Rocky Romero are the only ones who've beaten him, and as far as of right now. So that could be interesting. Pac might be able to get the win of the block thanks to a tiebreaker. Very interesting stuff. But as far as, then we have 4 people with 10 in Bushi, Daniel Makabe, Raisuke Taguchi, and Samurai del Sol. Couple of old guard guys in there, like Taguchi and Bushi with double-digit points already. Makabe and Samurai del Sol. Daniel Makabe's already gotten a huge Best Super Junior as far as, no matter where he finishes, because he's beaten Caristico and he's beaten Pac. If he had beaten Fuminori Abe, he'd beaten, like, the top, 3, and he would have been tied with Fuminori Abe with the tiebreaker win had he beaten him, but he did not. But Samurai del Sol with 10. As far as for him, he's beaten Pac, so that's a huge win, nonetheless. He lost to Caristico, though, so if that plays into, as far as a tiebreaker scenario, he will be on the losing end of that. But Rocky with 8. It's interesting, he's the only person in the entire tournament with 8 points right now. Kaiju D'Amato and Drew Parker with 6. Drew Parker, tough, start for him in the Best Super Junior as far as his first one. And he's still got Pac left, so, I mean, it's probably not looking too hot for him. And Caristico, too, so he might not finish with double-digit points. And, then Despi with 2, as is Cinta de Ora with 2. And they're looking to at least finish with 6. Maybe even more, maybe even 8. But, those guys, they got some tough guys, though, still, As far as Cinta de Ora's got Pac and his Golden Dragons teammate. And for, as far as Despi, he's got Pac, he's got, as far as Fuminori Abe, and actually El Desperado, he's got Fuminori Abe and Caristico left, and Bushi. So that's very, very tough final 3 matches. As then we got, of course, for day 17, Hayato Jr., Fujita, John Silver, Jason Lee, Alex Shelley, big time match there. Gresham and Fenix, another big time match. Eagles and Pentagon Jr. I love this. Ryu Lee and Yo, Ishimori and Flyer. It could be a fun little steal of the show match as Ishii's passing on tips on microphone work to his protege, Tomoya Harada. As, let's take a look here and see where we're going to run it, because now we're just kind of, I really don't want to run Corkin. I mean, I guess the convention center is kind of our best bet. Because I think that's the last, that's the last time we ran somewhere. Or as far as the farthest time we've ran somewhere. Since that, it's day 7. But, I mean, Gresham and Fenix probably going to be the main. And Ray Fenix going to get the win. That is a huge win. Absolutely huge win. As we'll see how the Alex Shelley-Jason Lee match falls. And Jason Lee is going to beat Alex Shelley. This is a perfect opportunity for Ray Fenix, is what this has turned into for this night. Big time night as Robbie Eagles, Pentagon Jr. Robbie Eagles getting the win over Pentagon Jr. That's a huge win for him. Ryu Lee and Yo. So Ryu Lee's going to get the win. And then we're going to have Ishimori and Flyer as Ishimori is going to get the win, and then our technical masterclass matchup, Hero Jr. Vegeta is going to beat John Silver, which I don't know. I kind of want to give John Silver the win here. Let's give him the win. I think it's going to be fine. John Silver's pretty good as far as technical skills. Hell yeah. What a win. And this is a hell of a show, though. See what happened? 61 for Hayato Jr. Vegeta and John Silver. John Silver with the Enziguri in 16-15. 67 for Ishimori and Flyer. So Ishimori getting the win in 15-55. A 52 for Ryu Lee and Yo. They don't click. Oof. Did not know that. That's unfortunate. 63 for Eagles and Pentagon Jr., which Eagles outperforms him. That's a huge win for Robbie Eagles, as he gets the win in 14:05. 72 for Jason Lee and Alex Shelley's Jason Lee with the Sunset Flip Powerbomb in 25:47. What a huge win for him. And another 72 as Ray Fenix beating Jonathan Gresham in 26 minutes with the Meteora. What a huge night for those two men. Even Robbie Eagles, too. That's a great win to beat Pentagon Jr. As Ishimori getting into the double-digit points now. And, yeah, I think this is, just a pretty solid night there. As on to day 18. Alright, day 18 is Caristico El Desperado, Santa de Oro and Samurai del Sol, Gold Dragons battling it out. Daniel Makabe, Rocky Romero, Drew Parker, and Kaiji D'Amato, Fuminori Abe, and Bushi, and then Ryusuke Taguchi and Pac. As, now we gotta probably go to, day 11 in Osaka for the Wakayama Prefectural Gymnasium. Going to be reduced. Damn. Oversaturated. Can't help it. There's only so many places we can run. As, I think the main is actually going to be Fuminori Abe and Bushi. It's Fuminori Abe scheduled to win this match, and that is a huge win there, because that's going to give him 14. And then Ryusuke Taguchi and Pac, which I don't know, we should probably maybe give Pac the main event. I feel like that's probably going to be a better main event. I don't know, I think we should stick with our guns. So Pac will have 13 to Abe's 14. Interesting stuff. And then we'll probably have... Yeah, Makabe, Rocky, Romero's pretty fun. This is the technical masterclass. Alright, well, Makabe's winning that one, as you saw there. So I guess Caristico and El Desperado. Is Caristico going to get the win? Steal the show match. I like it. Senda de Ora, Samurai del Sol. Another steal the show match. Interesting. I guess we'll do it as Drew Parker losing to Kaiji D'Amato there. Then Senda de Ora, Samurai del Sol. Then Makabe, Rocky Romero. As Makabe getting the win. So yeah, shout out Drew Parker and Kaiji D'Amato, I guess. As yeah, what a night. What a night indeed. So 74 for the opener. I mean, that's going to be one of the best things on the card, is Makabe getting the win in 17 minutes over Rocky Romero. 43 for Samurai del Sol and Senda de Ora. Senda de Ora getting a huge win over Samurai del Sol, keeping him at 10 points. Senda de Ora jumping up to 4 as he gets the win with the El Incognito Especial. 61 for Kaiji D'Amato and Drew Parker. Kaiji D'Amato with the Tomato Vine. 1 point better is Kaiji D'Amato. He gets that 8th point there. 62 for Caristico and El Desperado. 13 for Caristico. So him and Pac are still going to be tied behind Fuminori Abe. Caristico debuted a new high spot. Hell yeah. 78 for Ryusuke Taguchi and Pac. As Pac with this 450 in 1954. Great win for Pac. Jumping up to 13, of course. Fuminori Abe getting the win over Bushi. I should have known better. I knew this wasn't going to be enough. As Bushi getting the win, or Bushi rather, taking the fall to the figure 4 leg lock. And Fuminori Abe getting that 14th point. What a win. And our first injury, luckily it's just a strained intercostal muscle there. As unfortunate. This should have definitely been the main, like I thought from the beginning. But pretty good night besides this thing that they were a Samurai del Sol match. Everything else was 60 and above. Hell, that Fuminori Abe Bushi match is the second worst thing on the card. It was the main. Type of ass backwards logic is that. As on to the next night we go, as we'll be taking a look at the standings after the as far as after the second night of Block B, as far well not the second night of Block B, but the second night that we just saw, as far as from the last time we took a look at the standings. As yeah, we'll on to the next Block A show though. Will be next. Alrighty, day 19. Oh, they got us in the Tokyo Dome. That's not what I wanted. Oh no, that's gonna get fucked up. It was supposed to be a tour. Oh well, we were just yeah, what we're just not even gonna use a broadcaster. That's for the best. As Tenzan and Tanahashi, as Tenzan was brought before Wrestler's Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab of the share rental cars. Judge Hiroshi Tanahashi found him guilty and sentenced to pay the full cost and reimburse his travel partners. As we just have almost going into the final day here for Block A. And, I mean, this is as big as a match as you get with Alex Shelley and Ray Fenix. The winner of this, depending on the Jason Lee Hayato Jr. Fujita match, that, could dictate if Ray Fenix gets the win. Even if Jason Lee wins, he still has that lead. Obviously, if Jason Lee wins and Ray Fenix loses, he will take the lead. And if it's a draw, they'll tie. So if Shelly and Ray Fenix go the distance, it will be quite the interesting. It will come down to a tiebreaker, which Jason Lee has. So could be interesting as far as that goes. As far as where we're going to run this show, good question. Yeah, I was trying to remember when's the last time. So yeah, we haven't ran here since May, so it's probably a good time to run the Nagoya Congress Center again. So obviously Shelly and Ray Fenix is the main, and Shelly gets the win, so he'll jump up to 14. So depending on what happens with Jason Lee and Hayato Jr. Fujita, which Hayato Jr. Fujita has beaten Jason Lee, so that will give Shelly the tiebreaker win over Ray Fenix. So it comes down to now, if Ray Fenix, his last match is Pentagon Jr. So if you think, being good brothers, maybe Pentagon Jr. just lays down flat for Ray Fenix to get an easy win. Because if Shelly, he's got Hayato Jr. Fujita left, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very, very interesting. Because obviously now, they'll be 13-14 as far as where they'll be in the standings. So if Hayato Jr. Fujita then would win, he would finish with, he's going to finish with 15, which still would not be enough, unfortunately, if that's the case, because let's say Fenix beats Pentagon Jr., he'll have 16. So a lot of interesting variables there with Block A. And also the junior champion losing, and Jason Lee is a bit upset, which their popularities are pretty different now, but I guess that's what happens when we push Jason Lee to the moon. Gets a bit of an ego on him. So that's a lot of fun. But this Ryu Lee Taiji Ishimori match is great too. This is a great match. And Ishimori is going to get the win, so he's going to have 13 points. Ryu Lee will have 11. As far as they had a time withdrawal. It was the last time they've... Actually, let's give it to Ryu Lee here. I think Ryu Lee could use the win a little bit more. And so he'll jump up to 11, tying with Ishimori. That's fun. And then probably Gresham and Pentagon Jr., which I really like this match. Gresham going to get the win. He'll have 14 there. So he's tied with Shelly and Fenix. But, of course, he's lost to Fenix. But he's beaten Alex Shelley. So as of right now, he's got a tiebreaker win over Alex Shelley. So technically, he's in the lead. So that's pretty big for Jonathan Gresham. As Flying Robert Eagles, this will probably be the steal the show match. As Robbie Eagles getting another win, so that's going to be 6 points. He's had quite the little back and forth there. And this is set for steal the show, which we'll probably let this be the technical masterclass. As Yo beating John Silver, and that will be his second win of the tournament as well. So Robbie Eagles with 6, Yo with because we have him set for All Out. I see. As Yo with 4, and it's quite the interesting Block A as far as they got the course. They have one more show after this, but man, a lot of crazy shit happening. So it's going to come down to, for Gresham, interesting enough, it's going to come down to him and Flyer. Can Flyer pull off a huge win, or will Jonathan Gresham go on the Block A's finals here as far as going into the finals as the leader of Block A? We shall see. Or will it be Alex Shelley, or could it be Aoto Jr. Fujita? We'll find out. There's John Silver. John Silver losing, even though he outperformed him. But a fun little match there, even though it was rated poor. Guess they have high standards. The 60 for Flyer and Robbie Eagles. Robbie Eagles with the pulse drop in 14:07. 66 for Jonathan Gresham, Pentagon Jr. So 6:30 for Gresham and 21:51. 68 for Ryu Lee and Taiji Ishimori. Ishimori did outperform him, so wrong guy won. Probably should have stuck with my guns on that one, but great win though for Ryu Lee nonetheless. It's Hayato Jr. Fujita beating Jason Lee with the Kid in 27:55, getting him that 13th point and getting the tiebreaker win as well over Jason Lee. Then Alex Shelley beating Ray Fenix with the Border City stretch in 26:51, getting him that 14th point, and he's got the tiebreaker win over Ray Fenix. But weirdly enough, as far as Gresham, he has a tiebreaker win over Shelly, but not Ray Fenix. So it's going to be interesting as far as how that's going to all play out. Very, very interesting. It's going to come down to that final night for Block A. It's on to day 20. And for Block B, we have some interesting development, as Bushi is in fact out for 2 months. I figured it wouldn't be that bad of an injury, but it is that bad. And he is going to be forfeiting the rest of his matches, which are El Desperado and Rocky Romero. So Rocky is now jumped up to 10 points just with that, and El Desperado has 4 points because of that now. So as far as what I'm going to do for that 6th match, I'm not really sure as of right now. I'm sure I'll figure something out, but as of right now, it's nothing as far as we just are leaving it as blank. But I'm sure we'll figure something out. So I think it is right now. I think it. Oh no, it's tomorrow. So yeah, on to day 20. All right, day 20 as a backstage incident. We got a couple as Paul London and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Paul London was brought for wrestler's court, accused of being absorbed by his phone. He should have been paying attention to a locker room meeting, as the judge, Hiroshi Tanahashi, found him guilty and sentenced by a crate of beer for the locker room. And so Satoshi Kojima passing on microphone work to Aoto Tamura, and Tomarishi passing on microphone work as well to Tomoya Harada. As for this, Block B show, as we're almost at the last show for Block B, as this is a big night for Fuminori Abe, it's a big night for Caristico, big night for Pac. So Pac's taking on Drew Parker. Fuminori Abe's he's facing El Desperado. I'm not sure if he's beating him or not. And Caristico is facing Ryusuke Taguchi, which is a huge match there. But we'll probably have Drew Parker and Pac main event. Looks like we're going back to the Dream. So yeah, Drew Parker, Pac. It's Pac beating Drew Parker. 28 minutes, so he'll have 15 there. And then Caristico, Ryusuke Taguchi can be the co-main. It's Caristico beating Ryusuke Taguchi. And that's going to be 15 points for him as well. So tying Pac there. So Fuminori Abe. Let's just, we'll click on see what he's doing. I'm sure this is the yep, it is Tactical Masterclass. So Fuminori Abe going to kick off the show, getting that 16th points and getting the win over El Desperado. So that, he'll still have the lead, but it's a 1-point lead. So he's got to, make sure that everything's locked and loaded for him and all that. But Bushi and Rocky Romero is a very good match. It's setting as a steal of the show. And Rocky Romero getting a win over Bushi, that's going to be his 12th point. That's right, Bushi's hurt anyway, so that was already a win for him anyways. But Sena Deora, Kaiji Yamato, and Daniel Makabe and Samurai del Sol should be probably a little higher, as Daniel Makabe going to get the win over Samurai del Sol, and that will be his 14th point. And so yeah, we'll bump that up, obviously. Sena Deora and Kaiji Yamato. Kaiji Yamato going to get the win over Sena Deora, so that will be his 8th point. So, and just for the Steal the Show match, we're going to have a tag match. It's going to be a first time a non-singles match, a non-junior singles match to be exact, is happening. But we'll have a Great Bash heel versus... Thinking of who we could use to help. Yeah, United Rage. Great Khan gonna get a win over Dogi Makabe. Of course, Makabe's retiring soon. We're elevating talent. Okay, so we should be good to go, but we're just gonna double check because it is just because we're not doing the Rocky Bushi match. But we're good to go. Well, let's run the show. So 58 for the opener is El Desperado losing to Fumino Abe to figure 4 leg lock in 16 minutes. Fumino Abe with a 59, 45 for El Desperado. So 54 for Great Bash Heel, United Rage. Just Great O'Khan getting the win there. The Cobra Clutch over Togi Makabe was off his game. Gets outperformed by the Great O'Khan and Katsuki Nomura. Right decision there. 61 for Cinda Deor and Kaji Tomatoes. They have great chemistry. As Kaji Tomato with the Tomato Vine over Cinda Deor, and that will be his 8th point, even though Cinda Deor did outperform him. 68 for Samurai Del Sol and Daniel Makabe. Samurai Del Sol getting the win, Daniel Makabe rather getting the win in 23 minutes. Samurai Del Sol was really off his game though. Really affected that match because that could have been pretty good. So 66 for Caristico and Raisuke Taguchi is Caristico with the La Mistica in 18-10. Of course, that's his 15th point. He's got Drew Parker left, who, of course, is losing to Pac here in the main event, which they have great chemistry, so that pays off well. And Pac getting the win the 6:30 and 28-26. Great match there as, Pac with 15 points tying Caristico for second. So this is going to come down to Fumino Abe, Caristico, and Pac still. As far as Fumino Abe, he's got Raisuke Taguchi left. So if Raisuke Taguchi could pull off a huge win, we'll play the spoiler role for Fumino Abe, or Abe will finish with 18 points, which would be very, very huge, and he'll go on to face potentially, as far as Alex Shelley, Jonathan Gresham, or Hayato Jr. Fujita, or Ray Fenix, or even Jason Lee. There's a lot of variables there, depending on what happens. But, it's a fun finals here, I think we're building up to. We got a lot of different ways of going about it. We'll take a look at the standings. Everyone kind of knows what's going on, but just, for clarity's sake, we'll go through the standings once we get to day 21, and we'll see how everything is shaping up going into the final 2 days of the tournament. Alright, the standings going into this final night for Block A. Of course, it's going to come down to the Alex Shelley, Hayato Jr. Fujita match. That's a big deciding factor. Ray Fenix, Pentagon Jr., Lucha Brothers battling it out on this final night. That's going to decide what's happening on this final night. Also, Jason Lee and Yo. Let's say Jason Lee gets a win while Pentagon Jr. and also Hayato Jr. Fujita. Well, actually, let's say Alex Shelley loses to Hayato Jr. Fujita and Ray Fenix loses to Pentagon Jr. That will still, if Jason Lee beats Yo, that's going to give him that 15th point. And with, and also with Gresham, if he loses to, if he loses to Flyer, which it says it's supposed to be Fred Ross, I must have fucked something up there, but it should be Flyer, as if he loses to Flyer, then that will also set up for a Jason Lee win. A lot of different variables going into this final night for Block A. We also see Block B as far as for the next night, day 22, as, for Caristico and Pac, and for Fumino Abe and Daniel Makabe as well. What all can happen there. Whole lot going on with Block B, as we'll go on to as for the day here. As far as where we're going to run, I guess we'll run Hiroshima Sun Plaza, because I know we want to run... Well, actually, probably we're going to run that show in Osaka, yeah, because we got Dominion coming up, too. So we'll probably run Kanto here, which makes sense. We'll run, as far as, let's just reset this. We'll go back to Corkin. Oh, that's right, that's right, because we had I completely forgot we already did the strong taping. I took a break after the strong taping, but, yeah. So we're ready to go. Let's change this to Flyer. Oh, it is. It was the wrong name. But Gresham does win, so that will give him potentially a chance to win as far as for this night. So that's huge. But we'll definitely have the main event be Shelly and Hayato Jr. Vegeta, which Shelly will win. So that's huge. Getting the win there. And Ray Fenix, Pentagon Jr. As we left it as the just as far as blank for now, just to kind of see what was going on. So with Shelly getting the win with 16, if Ray Fenix does get the win, he will, as far as he'll have a unique scenario as far as having Gresham would go on to win the tournament because, well, he'll go on to win Block A rather. So, but we'll let Ray Fenix still get the win over Pentagon Jr. Would be pretty fun, but I think Pentagon Jr. If he would have won, sure, that would have been pretty crazy, but I just don't think it was necessary. So also Jason Lee and Yo, we'll go ahead and do that. Jason Lee gets the win over Yo. John Silver and Taiji Shimori is a very good match. Is John Silver going to get the win over Taiji Shimori? What an upset there, as we'll give John Silver a little bit of time in this match with Ishimori. Yeah, that smoothed it over a little bit. We'll probably bump that up as well. Robbie Eagles and Ryu Lee, as Ryu Lee's going to beat Robbie Eagles. Should be a fun match. And Flyer and Gresham, which we are going to switch for the upset of Flyer beating him. That should be a lot of fun. I want Flyer to get a huge win there. And, we do need a technical masterclass, actually. We might have it be Jason Lee and Yo. I feel like that could kind of work. Kind of plays into both guys' strengths there, so yeah, we'll do that. Alright. Day 21, as Alex Shelley will be the one advancing to the finals due to the loss to Gresham to Flyer, and also, him having the tiebreaker win over Ray Fenix, so that's huge, absolutely huge, as far as for him to be able to go to the finals. It's going to be a lot of fun. As a sunset flip power bomb for Jason Lee getting the win over Yo. It did pretty well. It's 57. 55 for Flyer and Gresham there, as Flyer did outperform, so the right guy wins, because Gresham was really off his game. How about that? As Robbie Eagles and Ryu Lee. It's Ryu Lee getting the win in 2003. Good little match there. 67 for Silver and Ishimori. Huge upset for John Silver beating Taiji Ishimori. I mean, that's awesome. It's awesome for John Silver. 79 for the Lucha Brothers matchup, as Ray Fenix beating his brother Pentagon Jr. with the Meteor in 27-32. Great match there. Then at 78 for our main event, as Alex Shelley getting the win over Hayato Jr. Vegeta with his underarm snap STO, as he makes it back to the finals for the first time in almost 11 years, almost 10 years. As far as the last time was 2013. Well, actually, it'd be 9 years, but I don't know why I was thinking ahead. But no, that'd be 9 years ago. Him and Devitt in the finals. So that's pretty cool to think that he's made it, this far. Very much has hit almost a second gear in his career here in New Japan, and he's been fantastic. And it's crazy to think he's never been a junior heavyweight champion, so he's got a really big chance of being, for the first time, a junior heavyweight champion in his career. So that should be a lot of fun. And that's a very good final night for Block A. It's now on to day 22, and for the end of Block B. As the final night of the tournament, and the final night for Block B, got some backstage incidents, a lot. Togi Makabe, brighten the backstage area simply by being so cheerful and fun to be around. I'm going to miss that fella in the in-ring aspect of the company. Obviously, he's going to be around for a while. Oh, and I accidentally skipped it too fast. I hit the, I right-clicked it. I figured nothing would have happened, but Satoshi Kojima has been passing on tips on microphone work to Aoyata Tamura, and then Tomohiro Ishii passing on microphone work to Tomoya Arata. So really, this comes down to Fuminori Abe win over Taguchi, then he'll go on to the finals. Karistiko, if he beats Drew Parker, and if Pac beats Shinta Deora, we'll have a unique scenario where they'll tie if one of those two, as far as if Abe loses, plus either Pac loses to Shinta Deora or Karistiko loses to Drew Parker, then whoever is the winner will go on to the finals to take on Alex Shelley. And we got Bushi and El Desperado too, and also Makabe and Kaiji Tomato's pretty fun stuff there. As for this day, yeah, now we can run. We'll run Kanto for this day. Oh my god, we about ran Budokan. We ran Cork and Hall this final day of the tournament matchups. As so, man, I think Taguchi and Fuminori Abe probably should be the main. And Taguchi with a huge upset, a win over Fuminori Abe. So it's gonna come down to either Pac or Caristico, or maybe both, and they'll tie, and they'll have to have a tiebreaker match before one of them faces Alex Shelley. So Caristico is gonna get the win over Drew Parker, and Pac is gonna beat Santa de Ora. So how about that? We'll have a tiebreaker match. Technical masterclass for Bushi and El Desperado. That's right, and El Desperado is hurt, or Bushi's hurt rather. So that would have been a nice win for Bushi, but El Desperado gets the win. As Daniel Makabe beating Kaji Tomato. I believe they don't have any chemistry, is why this match is not getting so much time. Rocky Romero, Samurai del Sol. The next matchup is Samurai del Sol getting the win over Rocky Romero. That should be a pretty fun match. As and then we'll have for the opener, we'll have, let's get Makabe and Hanma again, as they can lose to someone. Probably not the Disciples of Darkness, probably just Brody King. Just try to help Brody out again. So Brody beat him. Brody King getting the win. Alrighty, and I think we're good to go. Alright, here we go. As a 55 for the opener, and Brody King getting the win at the Game of Torture in 1542. 66 for Daniel Makabe and Kaji Tomato. They don't click, unfortunately. Unfortunate 60 for Rocky Romero and Samurai del Sol. Samurai del Sol getting the win in 1937 with the Rising Sun. 75 for Pac and Santa de Ora as a 450 splash. And a 79 for Caristico and Drew Parker with the springboard arm drag in 27 minutes. And a 67, unfortunately, for our main event as Ryusuke Taguchi with the upset over Fuminori Abe with the Dodon in 27-13. So that is the end of the tournament. As the final show, as will be obviously Shelly versus whoever wins against Caristico and Pac, but also there's going to be a Junior Heavyweight title matchup as Jason Lee's going to take on Hayato Jr. Fujita. So that's going to be a lot of fun. As far as the rest of the card, I really have no idea. We'll find out when we get there. Alrighty, the card for the Best Super Junior Finals looks like this, as of course our main event, Alex Shelley's going to take on the winner of the Pac Caristico tiebreaker matchup, which, I mean, that should be a pretty fun main event. Obviously, Shelly and Pac, if that is the main, they've had, I think it was a 92. That was at, pretty sure that was the show after Fantastic Mania. I want to say this was a New Beginning show, which was pretty awesome. That was like one of the first kind of big matches we had. Alex Shelley and Crisco would be a hell of a match, though, too, at the same time. And, I'm excited either way for how that plays out. Call main event as a little build up before Kazuchika Okada, Romu Takahashi's IWGP Heavyweight title matchup at Dominion. We have a tag match of Okada and Ishii against Hiromu and Shingo. So a bit of the same kind of thing we did on the previous tour when we had Okada and Ishii take on Hiromu and Sanada. So it's a little different, but it's basically the same thing though. But this is a hell of a six-man though next in Shinsuke Nakamura, Kota Ibushi, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus the Young Bucks, and a mystery partner. Super excited to see how that plays out. With this, kind of the match, the idea behind this is you have Ibushi and Tanahashi, Golden Ace, taking on the Young Bucks at Dominion at the next Dominion show here. So a little build up to that, but also some things could be happening with that mystery guy, whoever it is, as far as from that perspective. So I'm super excited to see how that plays out. That should be a lot of fun, though. As then we have Hayato Jr. Fujita taking on Jason Lee, a rematch there, which that should be a lot of fun for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. Of course, the winner of that takes on the winner of the main event at Dominion. So a lot of building to Dominion, which is awesome. And that's you love to see it. The return of Juice Robinson, as he's going to team up with Kaji D'Amato. He's taking on Jay White and Taiji Shimori of House of Torture. That's very fun. I wanted Juice to come back in a big time set, maybe not such a big time setting because it's kind of a mid card of the Best Super Junior Finals card, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun though, and we have some building blocks there for the future with that match, which you'll find out here in a bit. As then of course the Block B tiebreaker between Caristico and Pac. Winner of that takes on Shelly, and then we have another openweight 6-man tag team title matchup. It's Tengoji of Hiroshi Tenzan, Satoshi Kojima, Hayao Tamura taking on Dark Order, Brody Lee, Black Taurus, Evil. That should be a lot of fun. Then our opener, because we're going to have a Zack Sabre Jr. Katsuyori Shibata never openweight title matchup at Dominion. Figured this kind of be fun, a little House of Nokiism United Empire match. Zack Sabre Jr. and Lee Moriarty, which I feel like I misspelled, taking on Katsuyori Shibata and Carl Fredericks to kick off the show, as that should be a lot of fun. I think this is a fun card, though. I like a lot of matches on here, and especially for like a Best Super Junior Finals that really hasn't had a lot of success. Like, we had an 81 last year and a 62 the year before that. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, though. I think it's, hopefully, it's going to be a banger. As far as we got Backstage Incident, it's Kojima passing on tips on selling to Hayao Tamura. We already did all this, so we just have to pick the venue, which we'll be going to Osaka. We will be going to the, well, I guess we were thinking maybe the Osaka Dome, but we might just go Osaka Joe Hall back to back. Might be a better choice, actually. Yeah, we'll do that, because that's obviously going to be where we're going to run Dominion at for the Dominion show, so kind of is what it is. But our main event, and you see who's going to win the tiebreaker match, as Pac will in fact be winning against Caristico, and Alex Shelley, Pac main event, and Alex Shelley getting that win over Pac in a huge, yeah, it was a 92, it was the New Beginning in Osaka show, and then he beat him during the Best Super Junior, the next match, so Alex Shelley for the first time beating Pac, but a lot of this is also, he beats him mainly to protect, obviously, Pac being a former never openweight champion. He, was vowing to get back to the Best Super Junior, as far as, going back into the junior division and becoming the greatest junior heavyweight of all time, sweeping the block. He didn't do that, but he had a hell of a match, though, with Alex Shelley here, and he comes up short in the finals, but putting over Alex Shelley. It is a bit, I think, trying to think of last year's finals. Yeah, we'll go ahead and look, because I want to say it was, as far as it was Pac, and then we'll actually go into the wrong. Oh yeah, it was Ryu Lee was in the finals. So two Gaijins, Ishimori at least being in it, a show in 2020. That at least that was two Japanese native talents. We are kind of going a little Gaijin heavy with our junior division. At least Jason Lee, even though he's from China, he's still, as far as, at least he is from Asia, so that, at least, it's not that big of a stretch, but, this is a hell of a match, though. I'm super excited for it. Co-main, Okada, Ishii, Hiromu, and Shingo, as Hiromu is going to get the win over Tomohiro Ishii. Should be a fun match there. And then the 6-man, Tanahashi, Kota Ibushi, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the Mystery Man is Bryan Danielson. So, with this, obviously, you wanna, if it was, this could have been the perfect time to have Kenny. I will say that. Kenny would have been probably perfect in that spot. But I wanted to, he's got really nothing left in Kenny Omega. We could have had him and Nakamura for the Intercontinental title, sure. But why not do Bryan Danielson and Shinsuke Nakamura? Match that is, we already got Bryan on the roster. It makes sense that this is his big splash, his big return to New Japan in almost a decade. Almost 2 decades, really, his return to New Japan. Not only just a decade, almost 2 decades return to New Japan. A much different competitor than he was when he was first in New Japan, as far as like junior tag team champs with the Curry Man. It's a long ways away from there, and this is a fun match though. You got and with the Bryan Danielson thing with the Bucks, it's very much kind of the same kind of formula of just needing a mystery partner for the Young Bucks, and I felt like Bryan Danielson, even though he's faced the Bucks in the past and kind of stylistically does not match up well with them, I feel like it makes sense just for him to be the mystery guy in a sense that this is used not really as them like as a group going forward, but more as like this is the focus is on Bryan like being the New Japan. Any beating Shinsuke Nakamura leads to a Intercontinental title match between the two at Dominion, which that should be a fucking banger. Hopefully, as in the junior heavyweight title matchup, Jason Lee, Hayato Jr. Fujita. Jason Lee's going to win. We're going to set this for Steel the Show. I think that's going to play into both strengths there, and Jason Lee hopefully will have a good match there against Hayato Jr. Fujita. Then the Tomato Juice Ishimori Jay White match is Juice's return. Juice gets the win as he beats Jay White, and that's going to lead to a singles match between the two. As we're going to have just as far as maybe some like a post show press conference where Jay's going to beat him down. Oh, we put Juice to be kept strong, just to build a little bit more fire onto that. But also, I think the history there, it kind of writes itself a lot of times with those two being in the same class and Young Lion class, and you have that history. But for Pac in Caristico, so we see Pac is kind of struggling here against Caristico because it's taken a little longer than what he thought. Around the 30-minute mark, he kind of signals for Shota Umino Homicide to show up and have the run in, kind of like plans like, hey, if I'm, if I feel like I need you guys, give the signal type of thing, like kind of before the match, kind of kayfabe is what that would be as far as for that. But after, Shota Umino Homicide show up and start, it's a 3-on-1. After a ref bump, Samurai Del Sol and Deora, they, make it a bit of an even fray. And as Pac still, gets the win, but we get a little bells and whistles into the match. As Caristico a little upset by it. We'll probably just leave that as is. The Never Openweight title match, the Never Openweight 6-man tag team matchup, as Evil will get the win over Tenzan there. It's a fresh match. It gives Hayato Tamura, a match, opportunity to take on some talented guys, but obviously, it's just there for Dark Order to get a little building up. I thought about having an LIJ 6-man, but then it wouldn't have made sense, obviously, with the Okada match against Hiromu and Shingo. They wouldn't have had enough guys because Bushi's injury, but it's a fun little match, though. Then the opener, Zack Sabre Jr., Lee Moriarty of United Empire, taking on Shibata and Fredericks as Fredericks takes the fall in this matchup. But that's a fun opener, I think. It's kind of booking 101 as far as to have the established talent and the younger stars, trying to build them up by teaming them up. As that's an interesting opener, though, as far as that's a big name in Zack Sabre Jr. for sure. He's going to do way better than good majority of the card that you're going to see after that. But Justin King's being used too much. Tanahashi does have a swollen calf. That happened at a strong taping during the Best Super Junior. So it's unfortunate about that, because that's going to affect them during Dominion as well, obviously, because Dominion is 2 days away. Justin King, that's right. We're going to... So I'm assuming he's got some of the, we'll have red shoes. Yeah. We'll add the pre-show matches, and then we'll add a couple of post-show stuff. As we'll have we can't have a lot of tags. Let's go with an 8-man. Let's go big. Go big on this pre-show. We'll go with the Young Lions. We haven't used them really at all this tour. We'll go with Yasuo Takayano, Yuto Nakashima, and then Oiwa and Fujita. So they're gonna face the team of Singen Suzuki-gun. I think that's what we're gonna do. Doki, Despi, Kanemaru, and we'll use Suzuki too. Because why not? I'll have Suzuki get the win. I don't need to call in the ring, but that's alright. Good stuff there. And the next pre-show match, well, we'll go with the singles. I do love, Fumino Abe. Of course, Fumino Abe, even though he had a hell of a run in the Best Super Juniors, his next, really, focus is during the tag team title matchup as, the Astronauts, since they beat the Young Bucks, they're going to take on Doring and Genta, which that's a huge opportunity for Takuya Nomura, Fumino Abe. But we'll have Takuya Nomura get a match since he hasn't wrestled in a hot minute. Trying to think as far as, we should. I was thinking maybe Yui more. I was using him a little bit during strong tapings because he's. I love Yui more just personally, but stats are not really that great here in TW because I think he's going to be quite the hand for New Japan when he's ready to go. Takuya Nomura's going to get the win there. Have they had a match together? Nope. First time meeting. We'll have Daichi Murahama ref that one. Oh, we've got the pre-show. Don't mind that. Alright, so the post-show stuff. The first one will be Alex Shelley's kind of celebration. As Alex Shelley winning Best of the Super Juniors. So that's it, he's vowing that, for his years in this company, as far as he's seen a lot of juniors come and go, and this, to be back here in New Japan and to have such a great run, the Best Super Junior, go all the way and win it all, beat Pac as well, and he's talking about how he's never been the IWGP champion. That's going to change at Dominion. I don't know why I put a period after that, but it is what it is. As we'll have another one for as the Juice one. As Juice's return promo gets stopped and attacked by Jay White. Simple as that. He's cutting his promo with the managers. It's great to hear the fans again. Great to be back in there again. And Jay White attacks him from behind. And it kind of turns into a bit of a scuffle between House of Torture and Liberty United. Overness. Yeah, it's not rated for Kaiju D'Amato. And we forgot to hit the post show. Then we'll have one for Danielson. As far as Brian, that'd be a lot of fun. Let's show PC for Danielson's turn. New Japan. That should be fun. Yeah, let's get one more in here. So I guess we could go with, as far as, maybe something with Okada. Yeah, that's always a safe bet. Show PC. The Rainmaker. Get the IWGP. Yeah. Heavyweight. Dominion. Yeah, it's a... And he kind of talks about how he's never really had that much luck at Dominion over his career. But that's gonna change. Because he's lost... I remember he lost to Jericho, which was nuts. That should not have happened. But also in this save, he had the... let's just kind of go a bit back down memory lane, because I want to say he lost in the Naito match, and then they did the rematch last year. Let's see, where's that? Yeah, and he beat him that time to retain the U.S. title. So at least he got a win there. But, as far as, it's kind of crazy. They've had the trilogy at Dominion, him and Naito since, if you include the series. Obviously the one before the series in 2016, but just kind of, doing it back to back. It's nice to freshen up a little bit. As, yeah, we're good to go now. Let's run the show, the finals here. It's a 57 for the first of the two pre-show matches. Takeda Nomura getting the win with the Tarantula, 11:07. Kind of a sold out Osaka Joe Hall. As Minoru Suzuki pinning Kazuo Takayama with a reverse DT backbreaker. Who's the best guy in the match by far? No one was really close. I mean, Despi and Dogi with 46s. Kanemaru with a 40. Yeah, not great. Not great. 78, though, for our opener. A little too short. Didn't really think about that, which I should have, because Zach killed it with a 91. Shibata was 66. 57 for Lee Moriarty and 46 for Carl Fredericks. Obviously, Zack Sabre Jr. tremendous. He gets in with the Article 50 in 15:47, though. I mean, that's a great opener. Strong start. 64 for this Never Away 6-man. Tag team down matchup. Another match that gets clocked for being too short. As far as Brody, I thought he didn't have enough to make it that important, but it did. But he was tremendous. Him and Evil did pretty well in Harold Tamura, but Black Horse's injury is a fucking handful, and Harold Tamura was off his game too, and Tenzan wasn't going to deliver. That was a tough one. That probably should have opened the show. 81 though for Pac and Caristico. Bit of a lack of psychology there, a couple of interferences, but pockets the window in 36:56. The shooting star press takes over 30 to get it. I'm assuming that was just lack of psychology. I was assuming it was going to be maybe a little too long in the tooth for the fans, but no, it was good. 81 though, and we'll take it. It's Tomato Juice beating Taiji Shimori, and Jay White is Juice Robinson with the freshly squeezed over Jay White. 2024. Obviously Juice is going to be a little, as far as he's not going to be at the same level he was, thanks to the ring rust, which, yeah, he's still rusty, but he'll be fine, though, hopefully, for the Dominion. I don't know, though, actually, now I'm thinking about it, because we booked him on one strong, because I was like, he's probably going to be rusty. I don't think he'll, obviously, be in time for another strong taping, so we're just kind of have to play it by ear. Hope for the best. We'll probably book him on the one Road to Dominion show that's happening tomorrow, but that's no big deal. It's a 65 for the junior heavyweight title matchup with Jason Lee, Hayato Jr. Fujita. Tough break here. I figured it wasn't going to be that great, and it definitely was not. But man, it even went below my expectations of what I wanted it to be. That's tough. 95. Jesus, 85 though for Shinsuke in the Golden Aces against Bryan Danielson, the Young Bucks. Yeah, that Bryan Danielson and Shinsuke Nakamura match is going to be pretty fucking awesome by the looks of it. Let's go to Ibushi, the best guy in the match. 91. Tanahashi was the worst guy, thanks to the swollen calf. So that could have been better if he wasn't injured, but I mean, that was a fun match. Very fun match. Danielson gets the win. Gets the submission win with the no-lock. We'll have to give him, like, cattle mutilation, all that cool shit. The 89, though, for the tag match of Okada and Ishii against Hiromu and Shingo. Hiromu with a time bomb over to Rishi. Yeah, just a great little tag match there. Okada and Hiromu. That's another match very much I'm looking forward to seeing. Should be a banger. Our main event. Wow, 90. It delivered as Alex Shelley beating Pac with the Border City stretches. Alex Shelley wins the Best Super Juniors for the first time in his career, and now he's looking to win for the first time in his career the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title against Jason Lee. Is what a fun little edge. Alex Shelley's post-show press conference did really well. Pretty good stuff there. 72, 69 for Danielson, and then a 77 for Okada's. Good stuff. Yeah, we'll gladly take that show. That was awesome. It was great. That fucking Jason Lee Hayato Jr. Fujita match was just what this card needed, I guess. So right after that, this was smooth sailing from there. As we're going to give some love to Danielson for just being the man. Welcome aboard. He'll do just fine here. We'll give some love to Okada. And, let's give some love to Pac, man. I mean, that was some great performances. Him and, wrestling over 30, or almost over 60 minutes tonight, with the two 30-plus minute matches with Caristico and Alex Shelley. I mean, the man pushed the distance in that matchup, in both matches, and it just wasn't enough at the end of the day. But, man, he tried to make a star, and I didn't complain about it. I don't remember, at least if he did, but that's fine. As thank you all for watching. It's sucks about this video having to be uploaded on Friday. Not only is it now it was supposed to be just a day late, now it's 2 days late. Unfortunate. That's a lot of a lot of just tough stuff happening as far as being able to get time to record. Trying to figure it out, but it's getting tougher as far as to be able to have a easy recording environment when there's no one really like there's not like a lot of sound going on, and it just sucks because this is something that I take a lot of pride in. It's something that I've been doing for now 6 years, which is crazy. Crazy to think it all started in 2016, and I'm just I'm always thankful for the channel. It's a great way to have fun playing TEW and recording and stuff, and also doing other projects, which I've been wanting to do for a while. That's been delayed as well. It's tough. It's tough. It's getting tough, but I will overcome it. I guarantee it. And it's. I was hoping to get it on track before I go on vacation, but it's looking like the vacation might be the time where after it gets back on schedule. But yeah, I mean, we have been, a couple of these series have been going on for a little bit now, so maybe it might be time to put one to an end. We'll see how it goes. I'm still having fun with all of them, so it's going to be a tough decision if that is the case. But yeah, this is that was a hell of a show though, Best Super Junior Finals, and I think we're gonna have a hell of a Dominion card, which I'm super excited for. That's gonna be an easy one to record since it's just now one Road 2 show and then the Dominion card. So that should be a lot of fun, and we'll catch you guys there. Take care, everyone.